Good evening, everybody. This is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. Welcome to the show. Another great evening on a Saturday night here at about 11:01 p.m. on the east coast of the United States. Sprites, everybody coming in here, welcome. Lightened, welcome to the show, everyone. Jerry, Shell Bell, Anthony, everybody new and old to Encounters, the number one Lilac, the number one spiritual UFO talk show on social media. We're with you, J. Cool Cat. Welcome. Thanks for the likes. Blair, Daniel Ray Smith, everyone coming in here. Welcome. And we got our cat, Missy. Hopefully she's going to lay down and find a spot to just relax. I think she will. Chino, welcome to the Patrick. Y. Ammon, I think it is John. Chino, Jag, all the people coming in here. Welcome. So I'm CmdrAleon, the host of the most talked about spiritual UFO talk show on social media. I'm host on Sunday mornings, tomorrow morning on NPR Pacific Radio for 21 years, the Cosmic Eye radio show. So you want to watch that. It'll be simulcasted on TikTok Sunday mornings at 11:30 a.m. Deborah, good to see you. Welcome. Everyone coming in here. Thank you, Raider 895. Everyone coming in here. Hey, Casey, greetings. Carolina, the Outsider, welcome to the show. Angie, welcome. Nikki, hey, good to see you. Mary. So we're going to be on tomorrow morning, and we'll be having it live on TikTok every Sunday morning. The Cosmic Eye, which is our original radio show for 21 years, dedicated on NPR Pacific Radio to the Astro Command. And you're watching our program here on TikTok. This show is on pretty much nightly. I might take a night off here or there, but we're usually on about 11 p.m. Eastern. So welcome. What I like to do usually, just to let you know, if you're new, how the show works here, this is an actual talk show. This is not a free-for-all like some of these other TikTokers that argue with each other and yell and scream. We don't do that. We do a talk show. My background is doing talk shows. And so we interview people. We've had some great interviews since last year and this year so far. And we like to hear about your encounters. That means visitations with space people. If you've had any contacts with fairies, mer people, the crop circle thing, if you've actually anything galactic or intergalactic or cosmic, this is the show for it. Excuse me. We don't get into anything paranormal. There are 10,000 other TikTokers and YouTubers that talk paranormal stuff, but we just strictly deal with the cosmic on a spiritual cosmic level here. So you have to be over 18. You have to have over 100 followers to go on audio. It used to be 200, but now it's 100, and also I think it's still 800 for video if you want to be on live on video. So welcome to the show. And the way it works here, you have to be over 18, no foul language, no smoking, no drinking, no paranormal discussion, and we just try to keep everything as professional as we can here on the program. So welcome. And I have some apple cider. You'll find that apple cider is the drink of the commander. I'm also, some of my background is I'm from Mars. I came out of the closet many years ago. I'm a contactee. I've had contact with space people in the 1960s. I do workshops, which I'll be starting up, where I take people physically out of body, off planet to the golden ship of light, which does exist, just not in this particular solar system. And I'm just a galactic book of knowledge. So I don't look at websites for information. I don't follow anybody that thinks they're gods or goddesses of the truth. I just have all my information downloaded directly from space and from the Astro Command. So I don't need to do anything other than I do look for and review UFO or spaceship videos people send me. That I do. But in terms of everything else, I'm very connected on a galactic level with the space people. And welcome to the show. I'm also from Mars, if you're not ever heard me say that. Mars is a planet with over 10 to 15 million people living on it. And it's a livable planet with an atmosphere, believe it or not, that is certainly has oxygen now. There was a time there were problems with Mars, but Mars is a planet that's inhabitable, and people live both beneath the surface of Mars, and in some areas of Mars, people are living on the surface as well. So just wanted to tell you that. Extinction 9, can you give me the other thing I want to mention? If you wish to be a guest, please tell me what the topic is and what you want to share with our audience. That's a prerequisite for coming up. This way we know that no one's being trolling or doing something crazy on my show here. I want to know, absolutely, if I can know a little bit more about what you want to talk about. Extinction 9. And you can do that. I've seen UFOs. Okay. Yeah, why not? Again, you have to be over 18, no foul language, no drinking, no smoking, no paranormal discussion whatsoever. But if you want to talk about the UFO you saw, that whenever that was, we'll bring you up on the program here. And let's see, you have 136 followers, and I can bring you up. And also, when you come up Extinction 9, can you tell us where you're located on the planet and give us a background as to when you had the sighting and so forth? So we're going to bring Extinction 9, our first guest up.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, good evening.
Well,
Welcome to the
I
show.
can't hear very well, so you just got to listen real quick. Yeah, I am right now. I'm in West Virginia right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was born and raised in South Point, Ohio, though,
Okay.
and that's where I had my experiences in South Point, Ohio.
Mm-hmm. And what year was the experiences? What year did you have those in South Point?
Well, I can't do that. Let's see. My dad was still alive, so it had to have been before 2012.
Okay. Okay. And
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
it had to have been before that. The first thing was see, everybody always ignores my experiences because it's always entailed substances, right? But you got to understand, my family, they are out back, I guess you would
Mm-hmm.
say. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, one time I was standing up on his porch, and we had just gotten high. We had. I don't know what to say. I don't want to get
No, we won't say anything. We just say that you were in an alternative situation.
alternative mode.
Just say that, yeah.
All right. I was in an alternative mode, and I asked him, I said, when did that star get there? Man, this star was like as bright as night as itself. Anyways, he's like, it's always been there. I was like, oh, yeah, why is it moving? And man, as soon as he focused on it, it took off. Anyhow, I
Really?
don't know. But no, there's other experiences. I was down at the railway, like the train bridge. Or you know what a train bridge is?
A bridge where trains can go over
Yeah,
and
yeah, I know, but I mean, people
okay.
might not know that. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I seen three of them there, and yeah, well, yeah, but I've had experiences all my life with these things.
Mm-hmm. All
I
your
can tell
life.
you what it looks like.
Yeah. So you've had experiences all your life since you were a kid, am I correct?
Well, no, when I was a kid, no, probably not. No, it was when I was older. Uh,
Older, okay.
yeah,
Like what year, well, like what age were you when you started having these encounters
probably
with
about.
the
I was in my 20s. I'm 44 now.
20s? Okay,
Yeah.
that's a long time. 20s to 40s, that's a lot of years.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, yeah, man. Nobody's gonna believe these things though. That's the problem. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
on my show, people do believe it. This show, you'd be surprised 30 years later where we are as a society in the world. More people will believe you now than they would 30 years later.
well, I
Before,
mean,
I
they
mean, 30
got
years
to look.
ago.
They got Biden as a president. You got to believe in some shit, right?
Well, we don't.
so,
We don't.
sorry
Well,
about the language.
yeah,
I don't know.
and we don't talk about any people in any political parties anywhere in the
Right,
world.
right, right.
You
No,
know,
no.
we're
I'm
just.
just saying the
I
times.
know. I know what you're saying,
Yeah, I ain't
but
talking about. I don't care about them. No, I'm in that though. But no, I asked my brother-in-law. I said, "Look at that," because it was like sitting. I could explain to you the shape of it. It was like I mean, it kind of looked. It wasn't like a UFO like you would see though. Is the thing it had four lights on it. It was like a round kind of. It wasn't round, but
it was kind of like an orb shape or an oval,
no, no. This was a machine.
a machine.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and it
how high up?
had four lights and it was orange. It was kind of like it was charging, like in down mode. You know what I mean? Like,
Like how high up in the sky was this particular object?
Well, it was over a building, so I don't really know, but I just know I haven't seen it before. If I was to guess, probably about 1,300 feet, maybe.
Okay, all right.
If
So it
I
was
was to
orange.
guess, you know.
It was basically orange colored or luminous orange, or what kind of
No,
orange?
no, no. The lights on it
Right.
had like four square lights on it, like
Hmm.
four square ones, like big
Mm-hmm.
ones.
Right.
And it was orange, like it was like charging or something. I don't know. But anyways, I walked outside and I seen this thing, and I told my brother-in-law at the time. Well, I mean, I guess he's still my brother-in-law, but I said, "Look right there," and he said, "Yeah, it happens here all the time."
Oh, your
You know,
brother-in-law said that. He said
my
he sees them all the
brother-in-law,
time.
my brother-in-law. This was from my childhood home. This,
Right.
this
Right.
was the area. The whole area that I was in was my childhood area.
Okay. Okay. I got
Yeah,
you.
so I knew it. I knew the
Yeah.
area. It wasn't like
Hmm.
New York or nothing. This was South
Yeah.
Point, Ohio.
South Point, Ohio.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
So beyond the lights, though, can you tell me the lights were on the
Well,
object?
that's the
How
only
big was the object?
well, the object was just like a disc, kinda, but not real. I would have to like draw. It wasn't like even your picture right there, like you
Right.
got above your head, your picture.
Right.
It wasn't
No more
like that
distant.
either.
It was
It
less.
was
It was
more squared.
okay. I've heard of square shaped sightings of
Well,
objects over the
I
last
mean,
number of
the
years.
object wasn't square. I mean, it was like that shape, but like it come. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like that shape that you got in your picture right
Yeah.
there, but
Okay.
only like it was more well defined, I guess.
Okay. So it's more. It was saucer shaped or like circular,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I mean,
more.
it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was bending. That's all I know. It
Yeah.
was bending.
Okay. It
The
had a
lights,
curvature to it.
the four square lights was like
Yeah.
bending, but it was like orange, like in charge mode.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah,
it probably wasn't charging. It was probably radiating a light energy from the ship.
I
That's what it
really
was.
don't know. I really don't know. But
Well, that's what I get from the story. I understand a lot
well,
about
see,
these
this
different
place
ships.
that I lived in, it was like the Bible Belt, so no one would ever believe if you said anything anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but because
Interesting.
Jesus overrides all. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I ain't trying to get banned. I don't know the words to say. You know what I mean?
I can tell you, bust. I usually bust the matrix. If you're new to the show, I bust religion all over the place. And the thing about
Well,
Jesus is
no, see
Jesus.
though, you can't bust religion though because religion is real. It's real
No,
to
I can,
somebody.
but it
It's real
is
to
real to somebody.
somebody, so it is happening.
It's happening. But I can bust it. I can bust it. I bust that part of the matrix. The matrix is including religion. Whatever the
Well,
religion
no,
is, I
see,
bust it.
here's what I think though. See, I was raised. I had a papal that was religious my whole life, my
Right.
whole life. But he never once, like you know what I mean, like enforced it on me. It has nothing to do
Right.
with religion.
Right. But what I'm trying to say, you mentioned Jesus. So here's about Jesus for
Oh
the
no, no,
people.
I wasn't trying to. I'm
I
sorry.
know you weren't. No, it's okay. No, you're good, man. You're good. But did you know that Jesus is from outer space? That he's a space being?
No, no, I know Jesus is a son
He's a
because
space. He's from space. He's from outer space.
look, man, look. Only the sun can traverse on water. The sun can grow grapes to make wine. The sun can heal leprosy. It's a sun. It's
He's a
sun worship. It's
he's
from
a
the
star being.
Catholics.
He's a space being. Forget religions. Jesus came from the stars. He's a very
No,
funny
it's from the
person.
Catholics. That's
Oh,
from the Catholics. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that, there's other things involved. Because, how could you have a president or a pope or anything if you believed in aliens?
no, because you have three. Yeah, because you have 3D religions. Whether you're Jewish, I come from the Jewish background. I don't care if you're. I studied Christianity, Catholicism. I'm well versed in all those things, and all that is part of a matrix to keep people asleep. The
Right.
truth is, we can't. As you know, I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying. That what I'm saying about Jesus is that Jesus is from outer space.
Right. Well, I don't know. I've never met the Jesus. I just know I've seen these things, and then like
Well, no, I understand.
you could actually lay on your back outside and look up. Satellites are on balloons. Man-made satellites are on balloons. They don't have no compulsion. How could you in space? There's no fire in space.
There's no time in space either.
There's no oxygen.
And there's no time.
Well, without oxygen, you can't have fire.
Put it this way. In space, and basically because I've been doing this stuff for a lot of years, space is a place where people can travel all over the universe, and not here on Earth, but many of the
Well,
smart
yeah,
people.
not here on Earth because we can't get out.
Oh, we've done a few things. I can tell
No,
you a few things.
we haven't. You can't get out of here.
Yeah, you can. I want to tell you a story. I'll tell you a story. I have inside contacts in the Department of Defense who have high security clearance, and you're not going to know what. So I know things. I'm going to tell you.
I had a cousin, David, that retired from the military, and they sent him to Alaska because they didn't want him in the United States.
Right, but let me finish my comment to you because I think you'll find this interesting. I
No,
have
of course.
I have a contact in the Department of Defense's high security clearance, cosmic top secret, and I will tell you that we have traveled not onto the planet, but we have traveled in secret operations to Jupiter in 25 minutes round trip. Now you don't have to believe
ask
it.
you then?
Yeah.
Can I ask you one thing?
Yep.
With this nuclear threat, why would they need underground bunkers if they can get out of here?
Well, there's not going to be any nuclear problems because that's going to be nipped in the bud if it tries to happen.
I hope so.
It's going to be nipped in the bud by the people I work with off planet.
But you can't get out of here.
Yeah, you can.
No.
That they want you to believe that. That's the brainwashing tactic of our society on Earth. That we can't get anywhere. We can't go anywhere. We can't get out of here.
Hey, will you check this out real quick? I know I'm tired. I know you're probably tired of listening to me already. This is my first live that I can actually communicate, really. Oh my God. This world, right? We're in trouble. I don't care what you believe. I don't care if it's aliens or what. We're in trouble right now. What can we do? That's what I want to do.
Well, are you new to the show? This is the first time you've listened to it. I'm welcome to the show if you are.
Well, I've seen you a few times, but I've never. This is my first time on live.
Oh, I'm glad you're on here. So put it this way. I don't come from this planet. I came here on mission to Earth. So I
came from Ceres and Eris. The conjunction on September the 10th of 1979. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was going to say to you, and I appreciate that, is that I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command, which are the spiritual beings of light. That it's almost like if you had to take the United Nations on Earth, this would be like the galactic gathering.
Right. Like a federation or something.
Yeah, a federation, a galactic federation. You got it.
Yeah.
So I work with them, and they're never going to, this planet is going to be having major contact in about a year and a half.
No, this planet's going to be having major troubles here in about 2 or 3 months.
No, in a year, I don't care about that. The year and a half is,
I don't either. I thought I didn't care, but like I'm kind of here. You know what I mean?
I mean, the way I look at it, my consciousness is beyond whether someone's a prime minister.
Oh yeah, of course,
a king or queen, or that kind of thing.
Right.
So what I'm talking about is there is going to be, and it's already started. I've interviewed many people that have had contact with space people, and since last year I've documented all kinds of interviews here, both negative, the abductions, and also the really positive ones.
I would say mine was a positive, kind of.
Okay, that's good.
Good. I would say that. I think they were just letting me be aware. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
They was just letting me be aware that there was something else instead of.
Yeah, what they're doing is they're letting you know that there's beyond your own existence that these beings on the ship were showing you their ships. Yeah, they were showing you that they exist.
Yeah. Which is really good considering, but anyways, man, I just wanted to let you know I've seen those things, and I've seen different things, and
good.
Maybe I'm crazy, I don't know, but
you're not crazy.
Anyhow.
So many people say they're crazy when they tell me their stories. I want people to stop saying to yourself you're crazy. You're not. You're legitimate.
The government will never tell you.
Oh, the
They
government
won't
doesn't.
tell you.
Let me tell you, the government doesn't. I don't care about the government. I know more than the government knows.
Yeah, but they won't tell you. They
I
won't.
don't.
There won't be like this. I mean, right now, like these people are seeing like the government coming out saying, "Yeah, this is real" or whatever, but they won't tell you ever.
Let's put it this way: does it really matter whether the government tells you anything or not? Does it
Well,
really
no,
matter?
no. Well,
It doesn't
no, but
matter. We
no,
already
not
know
to
the
me.
truth.
Not to me, no way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
I'm gonna
because
follow
the
you,
fact.
buddy.
Hey, I'm gonna follow you too, man. You're definitely. I got you on
Well,
my thing here.
yeah, I'm not good at this communication stuff, and I'm not,
You'll get
over.
there. You'll get there. You're
Well,
good.
I really don't want to because hopefully we don't have to do this for long. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it's all
because
gonna.
Elon Musk say next year you can pay 30,000 for a human robot. I mean, come
Oh,
on.
I don't even care. I don't even pay attention to Elon Musk or any of these Earth-based
I
things.
don't either. I don't
Yeah,
either. But they did something during that last eclipse that wasn't supposedly a real eclipse.
yeah. Don't whatever you're reading out there, just don't read it anymore. Go within,
I'm just
meditate.
listening. I'm listening to
Yeah,
TikTok.
yeah. Just go within yourself. You'll find the truth. If you listen to all these other people, they're giving you their opinions, their agendas, their theories, their fear. They're not.
Yeah,
That's all they're giving you. I try
but
to
it's
teach people here.
theirs. It's their stuff.
It's their stuff.
Yeah,
But your stuff is right within you. When I teach people, when I do my workshops, I teach people to liberate themselves and go within to find the information cosmically. You
that's
don't
what
need
I
a
want to know
website.
how to. I want. That's what I want to know how to do. How to go inside. I can't even meditate. Like I
Oh,
try so hard, and then it's like
yeah.
stopped. You know what
Well,
I
you know
mean?
what? If you listen to my show long enough, we'll tell you how to do that too.
All
How
right,
to
man. I'll
meditate.
let you off here.
Hey, man, I appreciate you coming on here and telling your story too.
Thank you.
All right, Extinction Nine. What's your real name?
I'm Michael.
Michael. Nice to talk to you, Michael. Welcome to the show here. Welcome to the tribe, and we appreciate you.
Thank you. Later on.
All right, man. Take care. All right, that was pretty cool. Michael, thank you for coming on as our first guest. You see, it was all cool. And this is what we do here, folks. We interview people, and we have different things that happen with people. So we love different stories. Michael, thank you for sharing. We appreciate it. One thing I will tell people is whatever you hear on YouTube, on the websites that you go to, here on TikTok, even, just take it with a grain of salt. Hey, Johnny, take things with a grain of salt. One of my biggest teachings I do is I tell people stop going without when you can go within. Why would you go to a website to get the truth when the truth is inside of you? The thing is, we depend on our brain so much that we forget to get to the heart. Now, I'm not talking about the physical heart, the cosmic heart, right? The answers, it sounds cliche, but the truth is, the answers all are within you. They're not on some website, they're not on some video, they're all within you. And if people stop going to all these different things to get the truth, they'll find it within themselves. When you connect with your higher self, brothers and sisters, you will have cosmic experiences that you've never had before if you're willing to trust yourself. But most humans don't trust themselves, they trust a website. So website A, B, C, and D says this is going to happen. So you go with that. But did you hear that A, B, C, D website said this is going to happen? I said, well, who cares about what A, B, C, D, or E, or whatever this website says? Have you gone within? Have you gone within and meditated and put yourself in a situation where you want to learn about the levels of contact you have, the abilities you have to connect with your star family? Right. The thing is, people have free will in this universe, and that's a beautiful thing. And sometimes, if people go to websites and they believe things that websites promote, understand that human beings create websites. That human being created has some sort of an agenda on their website. They do. Now, I'm just throwing this out here. Now, whether you believe me or not, hey, look, you got free will to believe your own things. I want people to always, I always stated from day one, I want you to independently go within, and whatever you believe, you believe. All I'm saying is don't depend on YouTube, programs and people with their websites with an agenda of what's fear-based or whatever. Because a lot of it's based on opinions, conjecture, and theory. The truth is it's within you. The truth is not on some website. It's within you. Really, cosmically speaking, it's within you, man. I'm fired up. If anyone wants to disagree with what I'm saying, you can go ahead and disagree with me. But I've been on this journey a long time. I'm sure many of you have too. And some of you are just starting out, which is a beautiful thing. But the truth is, it's going within. It's always going within. Hey, Judy Jude, good to see you. Hey, Maggie, as within, so without. That's right. Hey, Maggie. And if what I'm saying hits you and strikes a chord where you're like saying you're all discombobulated because I said this, then maybe you need to go within and look at that, because I'm not discombobulated. If what I'm saying touches something in you on whatever level, then maybe you need to go in and look at that. Yeah, it's time to wake up. Very true, Victor. It's time to get away from your religious things, your political things, you know, you're idolizing politicians and thinking they're gods and goddesses. That's not true. That's all the part of the control program on earth. Oh, they're going to save you. Your politician's going to save you, and you're in some other country or wherever you live. No, those people aren't going to save anybody. Those people are trying to control the planet, so you live in an illusion. All right. Hey, Bethany, they want to control you, so you live in an illusion of control, so they can do what they want to do, like they've always done. Right. Like the polluting the atmosphere, trying to destroy the planet, polluting the oceans, the seas, polluting everything. There are people that do not want this planet to live in a higher level of consciousness. But to tell you the truth, brothers and sisters, that's just not going to be happening. All right? That's not happening. Like I tell you, I work very much connected off planet. Jim says, did you ever have an EMF communications with ET, Commander? No. No EMF ever. I'm telepathic. I don't do EMF. Everything is telepathic. Yeah, J Go, that's right. The TV, the cable, all that stuff is to pollute your mind. Even stuff on YouTube and even some stuff on TikTok could be here to pollute your mind. There could be people on here that are here just to confuse you, to make you totally confused about what's going on. On my show, when I interview people, you're never going to be confused here. You never will be. Those who followed me since I've been on here, I tell you the cosmic truth. I do bust the matrix. I'll challenge people's belief systems. If they're still in a 3D world, you betcha I'm going to challenge them. I'm not going back to 3D. Why do I even do that? Yeah, I live on Earth. I'm a human being, but why would I go back to the 3D world when I don't need to? I'm not obligated to it because I know where I am. I know where I came from. I'm in complete control and centered in my being, fully confident of who I am. When you become fully confident of your cosmic spiritual being, I don't care who you are. No one can ever take you off the top of that mountain. Nobody. Ever. Understand that. So we are amped up tonight, folks. Sometimes I don't know what I'm going to talk about or what I'm going to say, but I can tell you right now, the commander is in a very high frequency mode at the moment. Not that I'm never on that mode. Jeremiah, you remember being born? Yep, I do remember that. I also remember before I came to Earth when I was on Mars. And people would say to me, do you miss Mars? Yeah, I miss Mars, but you know what? I'm enjoying my mission work on Earth. I'm here to do the mission work. I'm a star seed. How many people know what a star seed is? I don't suspect everybody does. So how many people know you're in matrix busting mode, Commander? Yes, I definitely am tonight. Oh, yeah, when I'm in matrix busting mode, watch out. Because if you have a belief system, I am going to tear it apart with love. I use the word love. I will tear it apart with love. Enrique says, I do. I'm from Sirius. Hey, beautiful, Enrique. Glad to meet you from Sirius originally. Hey, Jeremiah. Thank you very much. Bethany, thank you for the superpower. I feel alive. And that's no jive. Vicky says, this is a great deception. There are no aliens from outer space. They're fallen angels. Vicky, how would you like me to bust your matrix? As a matter of fact, I might just bring you up in one of those crazy moods tonight. I'm going to bring Vicky up. Vicky, how would you like to come on live? I'm inviting Vicky on here so we can bust her matrix. Come on, Vicky. You just made a statement. You're going to be on the show Encounters. I've been on 21 years on radio. I've been had contacts in the 60s with space people. Come on up here. You're making a statement. Come on up here. You want to challenge the commander? Let's have it. Let's do it. I'm amped up so much now. I'm ready. Come on, Vicky. If you really believe that, come up here. I don't think she's going to do it. I think she's going to disappear. I don't think she'll be able to stand up to the commander. I don't think so. I think Vicky's going to chicken out. Now, Vicky, I want to tell you, I send my love to you, and whatever I do in love. But if you're going to make a statement like that, she just booked a flight. I'm ready. The commander's amped up tonight, so if you're going to be challenging me with those kind of comments, then you need to stand up and talk to the commander. Libra says, I was abducted too when I was 8 and 9. Oh, thank you. Thank you there, Bethany. 8, 9. It was scary as heck. I know you do. So, Vicky, I want to bring you up. Vicky, I want to interview you. I want to bring you on here. I would like to, do an interview with you. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to bite. Anyone who knows I've interviewed them, I don't bite. Believe me, I won't bite you. Guaranteed. No, see, this is the other thing. There's no figurement. See, this is the other thing I busted many moons ago. People that think we're in a bubble, something that we can't go anywhere. Nope. My star family can come to Earth and go, back and forth without even getting stuck outside the Earth. There's no glass bubble saying, okay, Astar Command, your ships cannot come into the planet Earth. You are being kept out by an invisible glass bubble. No, that's not true. Don't believe that. That's all part of this internet thing. Somebody started it years ago and people believe it. You see, it's all a bunch of baloney. Not true. Let's see here. Come on, Vicky. Why don't you do lives? You got plenty of, you got over 800 followers. I think people would love to hear your perspective. I love to hear it. Are you afraid to do lives? You're not afraid to do lives with the commander, are you? I'm going to have to bring the person on that was abducted. Let me go back to the abducted person. Let's see if they're afraid to do lives. I don't think they'll be afraid. The commander is totally amped up here tonight. And plus, if there is this thing called the fallen angel, the only reason an angel falls is if they have no wings. I mean, logically, think about it. If you're an angel and you lose your wings, then you fall. And then if you hit the ground, man, that's got to hurt. Falling to the ground without your wings. Hopefully, they have a parachute or something, like wearing a parachute. So if the angel has a parachute and somehow his wings or her wings fall off, they can have a safe landing on Earth. Because hey, look, you gotta be prepared for those things. Yeah. I don't know. What do I know? Libra, 1974. I'm bringing you on here if you'd like to come on and talk about your abduction when you were younger, when you were 8 and 9. We'd love to. Hey, there's a person that wants to come up. There you go. And Libra, welcome to the show.
What's happening, man?
Hey, we're glad to have you on here. And can you tell me your first name? My name is CmdrAleon, the host of the show.
Yeah, Paul.
Hey, Paul, nice to meet you. And
Nice to meet you.
Whereabouts are you located? Generally.
Michigan.
Great, great. And so I was reading your comments, which intrigued me. About 8 or 9 years old. What year was that? And when did
In the
you have
80s.
other in the 80s? Did you ever
Mhm.
think you'd have an abduction experience when you were, younger?
No, I didn't. And what I can say is it was in my dream almost, and I started having really almost like you're passing away,
Mm-hmm.
if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing I know, I'm staring up at, I'm on this table and I'm staring up at a couple of beings. And the one was really scary looking, and they have no emotion. They just stare at
Mm-hmm.
you.
What
And
did they look like? The one that you said no motion. Was it like?
big heads, big eyes,
Oh,
small
oh yeah, that's
nose.
those are the Zeta Reticuli. That's what they are. Zeta.
Okay. And
Yeah.
they just do all these tests on you. And
Mm-hmm.
the one in particular that's really uh, frightening is, you know, when their hand is right about a foot from your face and this thing on their finger just starts coming at you and it goes somewhere. And then at that point, I really couldn't remember anything, but I remember every time. See, this happened twice. So the first time, it's almost like this feeling like you do something and it's the worst thing in the
Mm-hmm.
world that can happen. That's the
Yeah.
feeling. And it's freezing, very,
Yeah.
very, very cold. And it changed me, man. As a kid, I didn't say anything for a long, long time. and
Yeah.
then it
That would
happened
change
one
me.
more. Yeah. Well, it was in Ontario at the time. We had a cottage
Okay.
in Bell River,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember waking up on the couch when I went to bed in the bedroom, and there was a loud trains used to run by there, and I was like,
Okay.
"What the hell am I doing in the front room?"
Yeah.
And so then another time when I went back to the cottage, um, about a year later, it happened again, and I started to get that weird feeling in the dream, like it was the end of the world, and it started
Yeah.
again. Only this time, I got so angry they like stopped for whatever reason, and it like gave me super strength, man.
Are you
Like,
talking about the Zeta stopped doing what they were doing to you?
yeah, the second time
What was their expression? I mean, when it stopped. I mean,
I
tell me
broke
exactly
off the
what.
table.
Oh, you they had you strapped to a table?
Yeah, I busted off whatever constraints they had, and they just,
Really?
yeah, and they like stopped immediately, and I was back in the house.
So you were on the ship. Do you remember what the inside of their ship looked like? The Zeta
Very
ship?
bright,
Hmm.
super bright, like almost like a dome.
Really?
Yeah, and it was so long ago, but I never obviously forgot it, and it always made me feel weird around people, and I think they may have put something in me or something, or
Hmm.
because I think,
Like an implant. We call that an implant.
yeah,
That they
maybe,
might have some sort of an implant to
hmm,
track you or something. Maybe.
yeah, and I think people could sense it, and
Hmm.
it was really hard to get along with people after that. I was always like so easy to get along with people, and after that,
Yeah.
I don't know if I was skeptical or just like,
Did
what the
you
heck?
feel that
I was just a
when you had
kid.
you as a kid, did you feel when you had that experience that it changed your life? You
Yes.
know, and I'm not saying it was a good thing because I don't anyone who gets abducted is never a
Yeah.
good thing. You know,
Yeah.
I've been in this field for a lot of years, but I've always worked with star beings that are star people that are positive.
Hmm.
So I'm glad you're here because I want to hear more of your story. And I've
Hmm.
also, if you give me a chance, I've done this for other people. I will actually help you.
Yeah. No,
I'll help you.
I felt very violated, to be honest with
Hmm.
you.
Right.
You know, and as a kid, I really didn't know what to say, and my family wasn't the understanding type.
Hmm. Yeah.
My grandpa was a Marine, and it
Oh,
just kind of
okay.
went down from there. And so I never
Yeah.
really said anything till I started seeing a lot of other people that had it.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
um, I just I just remember um, it gave me some type of weird strength of adrenaline. Like, I mean, I can do crazy things when I.
So when they abducted you, do you think they gave you something that changed your physical strength?
I think so.
Huh.
I've
Interesting.
had people say to me, "Dude, that's not of this world. Like what
Hmm.
you can do."
Yeah.
And I don't know if it came from when I broke off that whatever they were doing and just
On the table, you broke the
yeah.
strap off the table. They were probably shocked because if they probably have abducted other humans, they see
Mm-hmm.
this human being is laying on a table and breaks the strapping, and then you're back in your home again. Somehow, how did
Mm-hmm.
you get back into your physical home after being
I don't
breaking the
know.
strap? Did they send you back to your home because they couldn't control you?
I guess. I
I
really
mean,
don't
that's what
know,
I'm
man.
thinking.
It was it was such a profound I mean, I can still remember their face and I
Hmm.
can remember the
Yeah,
one's face that
yeah.
was just really didn't have any emotions whatsoever.
Mm,
It was just they were on a mission and they were doing,
mm.
this was in the 80s and in Ontario and there was a lot of abductions in that area and I almost
Yeah.
wish I really honestly almost wish it had never happened, but I've always wanted to know just because of the fact that um I was not like I wasn't conscious when I ran into him. It was
Yeah.
I was sleeping in it and I entered this weird dream which maybe they lifted me right
So
out of the house.
when you were sleeping at 8 years old,
Mhm.
when they came and abducted you, the Zeta, you were in a sleeping state dreaming at that point?
Yeah,
So you were in a dream state, you were sleeping and
right.
dreaming, and then they physically took you and on their ship, put you on a strap, and did some whatever they did to you. They were
Yeah.
doing it while they had you strapped down.
Yeah, the first time they were successful, but then when I woke up, I was in the front room, and there was a loud train that went by, and I remember the horn going
Wow.
by, and I was like, "Why am I in the front room?"
Yeah.
I never
And
sleepwalked ever or anything
so
like
when
that.
you between 8 and 9 years old, how many times did they take you consciously on their ship and do what they were doing?
It was the second time.
Second
There were
time.
only two times. The second that it's never happened again.
Hmm.
It's never happened again. I
Do you
literally
still
was
have
like, "Don't ever do this to me again."
right?
I literally said that. I know that,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah, that's a
respected
pretty.
that.
They respected that.
Yeah.
So how would you like to? And if you're new to my show, I appreciate you being here, man. I
Hmm.
really do. I've helped many people on my show. I'm not your normal UFO talk show host. I've been on radio for 21 years. I'm still doing radio on NPR radio,
Yeah.
but I'm a contactee. I've had contact with positive space people, and so I also am activated. I have certain things I can do. That
Hmm.
I came here from off planet. I am human like you. I do go out, have dinner like Chinese food and
Yeah.
whatever, but I'm also not from here. So what I'd like to do, with your permission, only with your permission, is I'd like to provide you. I work with the Ashtar Command, which are space people that are men and women that are human, and
Yeah.
they are from the highest levels of consciousness. They have families on other planets, just like we
Hmm.
do, but they're very spiritually advanced and also advanced in many ways of travel. So
Uh-huh.
if I can, even though that they haven't bothered you, I'd like to gift you a gift. If I may gift you, I'd like to send a ship right now over your location, and I'd like to send three, no, four of the Ashtar Command people. If you'll let me do this, they are about 7.5 feet tall, and they'll be cloaked. They're not going to show themselves right away to you, but they will actually make sure that there's nothing in your home, so to speak, that's been left behind by the Zeta, and they'll clear all the energy out of your specific environment. You're willing to let me do that?
Are they like are the Zeta?
The Zeta are a lower vibrational ETs. They do have spaceships, but they're relegated to a third dimensional level in our universe. They
Mhm.
cannot ascend into a higher state of being. They've actually descended. They were once human, and they descended because they actually got so technically oriented that they did away with their emotions. That's why they would abduct people. Back in the 70s, 80s, 60s, they abducted people for the DNA and for the genealogy of the human being. They tried to integrate our DNA with their DNA, and because they were once human, but they actually lost it.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
don't
they
have
lost it.
any they don't have any emotion.
Yeah,
They are and their skin is very uh like wrinkly. It's like a
yeah,
gray wrinkle like
yeah. They're very like the Zeta have lost their humanness. They used to be physically human
hmm
at one time, and then it became so advanced with their technology, they lost their humanity, and they also had problems with things like nuclear power, nuclear radiation. They had to go underground. There's a lot of things they did where they destroyed their own worlds because they became too advanced, but they also were limited because they instead of being spiritual, they became more technically advanced, but that was limited to this particular universe.
hmm
Yeah, that's why they abducted, like you, when you got abducted, you weren't alone. There's been many people. If you've heard of the person's Bud Hopkins, who I knew, he wrote
hmm
many books about people that he hypnotized them that had been abducted by the Zeta and some other lower vibrational ETs.
You know, there was a one other time where I don't know if I was dreaming or what, but you're it's almost like you're swimming in this liquid and you can
Mm-hmm.
breathe in it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's membrane everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Um,
there have been stories of people being in liquid in their abductions. They were taken by the Zeta, and they fill them up with a liquid or something. And so there's something like that that they also have done to. I've read abductee accounts of true stories of people that have had something with a liquid, and then they put them on a table after that, and so similar things that we are talking about. Yeah,
and I got out of that. They never accomplished
yeah,
that
yeah.
third time. So there was
Mhm.
probably three.
There's probably other times that you're just not aware of that they had blocked your memory of, but you remember those two very specific times at 8 and 9 years old. So,
hmm
yeah, absolutely. But if you're willing to, I can do something now that I think you're going to like. It's all positive. I work the highest levels of light. I work with the star people, the space people of light, and and people on here who know my show. I've done this for other people. When I hear the stories, I help them, and it changes everything.
All right.
So what I need you to do for me is to close your eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and I want you to take 3 deep breaths in and breathe out through your nostrils 3 or 4 times until you're totally relaxed. And when you're done, let me know.
All right.
Okay. So I want you to keep your eyes closed. I want you to clear all the thoughts out of your mind right now. Clear everything out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to send an Ashtar Command ship about 20,000 feet above your location at this moment. I don't do any rituals. I don't have cards I flow up from there. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have no pendulums. I don't do any of that stuff. Everything I do is real. So what I'm going to do now is send a ship over your location about 20,000 feet above your location. We're going to send 4 of the Ashtar Command space people into your location. They are able to go through walls. They can go through the molecular structure of your home, so to speak. I want you to keep your eyes closed. I want you to just throw all your belief systems out, everything out the window right at the moment. There's 2 men and 2 women from the ship. In a moment, as you keep your eyes closed and clear your consciousness, when one of them touches your shoulder, you'll be getting infused with much peace and an infusion of light energy that is very, very high frequency. On the other end will be one that will touch what you call the forehead or your head, so to speak, or just lightly touch it. So one will be the shoulder, one will be the head. So I'm asking the 2 Ashtar Command people that are now, they're physically there now, to gently let him know that you're there. And keep your eyes closed, please. And will one of you tap him on the right shoulder, and one let him know by tapping and infusing the light energy on the top of the head, or even on the back higher end of the head, of the neck area. and keep your eyes closed. Allow yourself to keep clarity. And when you do feel them doing what they're doing, you can just let me know. Take your time. There's no rush here.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa.
Well, you've just had experienced here people watching this show who don't believe me that I can do what I can do. Believe me, I'm not from this planet.
Oh my
What I
God.
just did for him is they cleared all the energy out of his body from the Zeta. And also, they're going to do a clearing from your basement all the way through every level of your house to make sure there's no energies there that will allow any negative ETs to come back again into your home. So, for people that think this is funny or think it's a joke,
No, it's not.
let him speak. He'll tell you what I just did is real.
Dude, my arm just moved when they touched my arm.
I want you to know that the Ashtar Command, the people I work with, my family off planet, you're much loved and you'll be well protected. And, on this is not, like I said, this is not your normal UFO talk show like on YouTube or anywhere else. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's my cat. My cat's awake. But I will tell you that what I do, folks, here is not just interview people. When I listen to stories and when I hear things like this, I'm guided to gift them and help them. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help every human being, specifically if something like this has been occurring. I'm here to help people. And that's what I do.
Man.
And they're going to stay with you for about 1 week. The four of them, they're going to stick around with you. They will, before they go, so you know it's real. You already know it's real. They will reveal themselves to you a little bit, so you'll see them wearing their space outfits. And before they go, they will just let you know that they were there. Matter of fact, they will communicate with you telepathically. They'll be able to communicate with you through your consciousness, and that's what they'll do. Matter of fact, we're going to do a test right now. Close your eyes for a minute. I would like the woman, one of the four that are from the ship, to say something to him in his consciousness that he will hear loud and clear. Please speak now. Give it a moment. When you hear them speak or her speak, let me know. When you go to sleep tonight, she's saying when you're sleeping in your dream state, they will communicate with you tonight. They're going to be working with you all this week. Are you still with me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't want you to pass out. Oh, they're very much hanging around you right now. They're in the same room with you. I know you can feel their energy because they're right there.
Yeah.
And she will communicate with you when you're sleeping. She will teach you how to communicate telepathically with her. It's very easy to do. She will teach you how to be able to not like verbally speak, but you're going to be using your consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Can I open my eyes now?
Yes, open your eyes.
Man, I felt on my left arm, just I'm here alone. There's no
Mm-hmm.
one here,
Mm-hmm.
other human.
Mm-hmm.
It, they pushed my arm down,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
like a touch, like a
Yes.
touch. I know the difference between a flinch
Mm-hmm.
and they pushed my arm down. I think she said it's okay, Paul.
You heard her say it's okay, Paul, right?
Hmm.
I told you she would speak to you.
I
And
felt, just because of the experience I had, I felt nervous because you're not scared, but that feeling of that there are these other dimensional beings.
mm-hmm.
I felt that same
Mm-hmm.
presence of something, but then it was
Mm-hmm.
once my arm was pushed and she said it's okay, Paul.
Yeah. She's communicating with you. Like I said, folks who were watching the show, I told him to close his eyes and that she would talk to him telepathically. I'm a man of my word. When I say something's going to happen, it's going to happen. And he just validated what I just said was going to happen. So, for people out there wondering about me, I am not from this planet. I am human. I am fully awakened, and I am fully activated. And I'm just a blessing to help you out.
That was a very, very different experience, man.
Hmm. Yeah, it's one you won't forget. You're going to be assisted now. They're going to help you, and from time to time, they will come back and visit you at your home, and she and the others will communicate with you telepathically. They're now your friends.
Well, I appreciate that because it does change you, and you feel different for a long, long time. It's
They're
not.
putting a and they're putting a protection around your location. There's going to be what they tell me. There'll be a bubble, put an invisible bubble around your home, and that energy will be at a very high vibrational pattern. So there'll be no way of any other type of space beings coming into your location. Only that of the command will visit you. You will not have any experiences with lower vibrational beings whatsoever now.
Man, that was yeah, that was. I can't tell you how when you're home alone and you feel someone touch your arm, how strange that is.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
a very. I mean, I almost opened my eyes. I was,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah, I'm actually operating now in a different consciousness. When I came on here, I was just in the talk show mode, but I also now I'm operating my Astro Command consciousness, which is a completely slightly different consciousness than my human consciousness. So if you don't people don't understand what that is, I switched my consciousness to my Astro Command galactic consciousness, which is where I was able to help you.
Man, that's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say.
You're just
I don't have the ability to follow people, or I would follow you.
mm.
Every time it says I've reached the maximum, so I just tried.
Yeah, I'm following you,
I
so you're
honestly
good.
do feel better.
Good.
I do. I really, really do. Like whatever you did there, I felt definitely.
Good. I was like I said, my gift to you is my gift to you from the Ashtar Command. That's my gift to you because of what you went through. My gift to you is that you will never have those experiences ever again.
Well, I hope not. They're terrifying.
Never.
They really are.
The Ashtar people that are with you right now, they're going to make sure that you never have those experiences again. I guarantee it.
I hope not. I wouldn't. I can't tell you the. I can't tell you how terrifying it is. It's not something that anyone should experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it's freezing on there, and there's no
Mm-hmm.
emotion. They are
No.
there for one thing and one thing, or whatever they're trying to accomplish. You know, and it
Well, they're
doesn't.
not going to be able to do it with you anymore.
Uh,
I guarantee it. The other thing I want to tell you is as I'm reading your energy, which I am, and that's why I was able to help you. The four Ashtar command people that are in your house right now, they're in the same room you're in. They're going to put themselves in different parts of the house. They're going to do some energy work on the vibrational patterns of your home physically where you are, and they're going to amp up the frequencies in your home. Just I want you to know this. As of right now, it's going to start amping up. You're going to feel different now.
Yeah.
Within the end of the week, your home is going to be vibrating at such a high level that there's no energy other than that of the light that can come through.
Good. Yeah.
They also
It's
they
weird
also have work
because
on your physical body too. They're working on your physical body, molecular structure of your body right now. And
I
what they're
do
telling
feel a
me
lot of
is,
energy.
yes, they're
A
clearing
lot.
out all the energy that the Zeta did to your body as a child. They're what they say is they're realigning your molecular structure so that you may operate at a much higher frequency.
Good. Sometimes when my kids aren't here and I'm downstairs, this is a two-bedroom condo, and the
Mm-hmm,
bedrooms are upstairs.
mm-hmm,
They're connected, but there is
mm-hmm,
nothing above the living
mm-hmm,
room other than my bedroom.
mm-hmm.
And I'll hear people walking around up there.
Hmm.
I'll hear people walking around up there. And I'm downstairs. I won't go up there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, yeah.
I keep the door shut.
Okay. Well, right now, since you just told me that, I want two of the Ashtar Command people that are in the room out of the four to go up there and clear out whatever in there, clear the energy out, whatever up there, send them out of there, send them away from his house, whoever they are. The command will be able to do this. They're going to send them out of there tonight, clear the energy out of there, send them out of there. I'm asking the woman and one of the other command people from the command to go into that. That's above the room you're in right now.
Yeah,
Okay, we're going to send them up right now. The two of them are going up right now, and they will clear that energy out. Whatever's up there will be confronted, and I can tell you that they will be at no way will they be able to confront the Ashtar commanders. They work at a very high crisis level of light, and they will be taken out of your home and sent where they came from.
hmm
We're going to do that right now,
good.
and
Yeah,
that's
that
knowing. So
was
I didn't know that. So as you tell me that, we're being proactive with you here.
that was amazing, man. My arm, I had because I had the phone in my hand and it pushed down, like they pushed my wrist down.
Yes, yes. Oh yeah, they're going to clear those two beings or whatever are upstairs that have been hanging out there. They weren't supposed to be there. They've been quietly trying to stay there, but they're being taken off planet.
Good. Yeah,
We're taking them off right now. They
when
told me.
the beings that you sent, you start to you flinch a little bit. Your body,
Hmm.
um,
Yeah,
the
they
presence.
were infusing light energy gently into you. You can feel light energy being kind of like a light bolt or something of energy.
Yeah, and you're
They were taking whatever the Zeta did. They were reversing it.
good. Well, hey, I'm a believer now. That was something else. I feel better. I do.
Good,
I feel like
good.
I'm radiating.
I want you to say this right now. This will also complete the work that we're doing with you physically and mentally. Close your eyes for a moment. I want you to say, I am, and this is not to do with anything religious. This is a galactic saying. It has to do with the galactic cosmic area. I want you to say, I am a Christed being of light.
I am a Christed being of light.
I want you to say it two more times. I'm a Christed being of light.
I'm a Christed being of light.
And third time, I want you to say it with vigor. I am a Christed being of light.
I am a Christed being of light.
There you go. That's it. What we just did is they did the work physically, the molecular structure of your body. What I just did is in your consciousness, we just shifted it to a very high frequency. So you don't ever think about ever having problems again. You're not going to
Good.
ever.
That was amazing. Thank you.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Like I said, I don't get on here with like a neon sign saying I'm a psychic, or I have cards rolling in the air, or I have a pendulum, or I have a big crystal ball. If I look at it, I tell you your future. I am from outer space. I am from the Ashtar Command. I am a space being in human form. And when I do, and I've done it for a long time. Even when I was a kid, when I had a two-way radio, what they call CBs, this girl told me I moved her Moody Blues album. I said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You just moved my Moody Blues album." I said, you know, I didn't understand
Yeah.
what she meant. I was only a kid. I was preteen,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, so now that I'm older, I became activated. When I had my contact in the '60s with the space people, I didn't realize the things later on in my life I'd be activated to do, and so I'm here to help the whole planet, and we do it with love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. I
Thank
appreciate it,
you. Thank you for having
and
me
can,
on, and thanks for helping me.
and, and can you say your first name again?
Yeah, Paul.
Paul. Well, Paul, it's been a pleasure having you on. There was a reason why we had you on. And this is what I do, folks. I interview people that have had abductions, people that have had good experiences,
Yeah.
mer people, fairies, UFO sightings. But I'm
It's
not your
real.
straight. I'm not your nuts and bolts UFO show.
No, it's
I
real.
am a person who has had encounters. I've had positive contactee experiences, and I do what I do, and it's real. That's why this show is number one. Hey, Paul, thanks for coming on here. I appreciate it. And if you ever need to come back on, you're always welcome.
Will do.
All right,
Thanks
man.
so much.
And I'll leave you with the four space people in your house. They're going to work with you. They're going to get rid of the other two. They've already been taken out of the upper part of the room, and you're good.
Good. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
Everybody thank Paul for being on here. I really am very happy that he came on. My name is CmdrAleon. Now you know a little bit about me. I am not just merely a regular human being having a human experience. I am activated. I'm able to do things here where I can bring in space people into someone's home from the Ashtar Command, and we will clear out the energies and we will help that person. So it's not somebody's imagination. It's not something I'm reading on a piece of paper. I don't have a little pendulum swinging. What I do is galactically real, folks. Now you know. And if you're new to the show, welcome. Because you're never going to see a show like this anywhere else. This is a show, that's why this show on social media is the number one spiritual UFO talk show. That's why. And I'm also here to bust the matrix. So if you have a limited belief system and you let me work with you, I'll bust your matrix in 2 seconds. Whatever your earth beliefs are, I will bust them. I don't care what it is, I'll bust it. How do you get on the frequency or even see or feel anything? Oh, Kim, beautiful, beautiful question. Through meditation. Very simply, meditate, listen to Christed cosmic music, or what we call ambient Christ conscious music. That will put your body into a vibrational pattern that's much higher than just listening to any kind of music. And also doing meditation with the word you or om, clearing your consciousness. Don't listen to your mind. Cut your mind off and just go in the center of your being and meditate. That's the first step to get into that higher frequency, Kim. Infinity, I think my realization of activation was probably in the 80s. Growing up as a kid, I never thought much about it. I had a lot of sightings, but I never kept thinking about it until I got older. It took me, again, through meditation is when I got activated, through just being centered and through my experiences I've had over the years. I had many experiences where I was activated, and I'm still being activated, so to speak. I don't think we ever stop becoming activated as human beings in this human experience. But I'm completely active. Tonight, I'm so amped up right now. When you see me this amped up, I'm being activated on some levels to do things, and I am totally amped up tonight. Save the timeline, break free of the light matrix with your pineal gland. Let's see. Dragonfly. That's a nice name, 611. You call yourself a dragonfly. There you go. Do I like Hawkwind? I don't know what that is. My consciousness is so in the galactic conscious that I have no idea what the Hawkwind is. Enrique, I've seen them while awake, and so I've been abducted. Enrique, we're gonna bring. Would you like to come on? And we'd love to have you on if you want to share your abduction experiences. And if you've been abducted, I'll help you. We'll stop the abductions. Or if it's an old experience, we'll help you. Outlaw Rider, can you tell me before I bring you on, Outlaw Rider? I also people have to be over 18. Let me give a little background of the show here. As the host of the show, you have to be over 18. No foul language whatsoever. No drugs. No smoking. No paranormal discussion. And what else was I going to say? I know there's something I'm leaving out here on the show. Those are the main things. Yeah. So, Enrique, you at least told me what you want to talk about, which is good. Would you like to come on and be a guest on the show? I need to know. And that's the other thing. Before I even have anybody on the show, I need to know in the comment section related to the UFO ET thing, what it is that you want to come on and talk about. How long do you meditate for? Do you do it first thing in the morning? I meditate usually for about 30 minutes. And I'll also meditate tonight before I go to sleep, so to speak. But you can do a 30-minute meditation. That's all you really need to do. John says, Commander, I never made contact with the Ashtar Command. Like you said, I would. You'll eventually get there. It might not be, it doesn't always happen like right away, John. I think you just gotta take time with it. I'm pretty sure you will. And they'll contact you. If you're meditating, John, you'll definitely get contacted. It's like a wave, like we go to a beach and there's like a little wave and a big wave. Give it time. Don't think about it too much, and they'll make contact with you when the time comes. And there's plenty of time for them to make contact. Member Smith says the positive souls are in control of the timeline 1111. I have some questions for you. Corey says, I'd love to share. Eureka, I want to bring up Eureka because he's been abducted. Eureka, I think, is coming up here, and we're going to bring him on. Eureka, welcome to the show.
Hey, happy
I'm
to
glad
be
to
on
have
here.
you on here. And whereabouts are you, Eureka? What part of the world?
I'm actually in Florida at the time.
Oh, great. And so what caught my attention is about you being abducted. Can you tell us the history of when it started, when you got abducted by the ETs?
Absolutely. I was actually 7 years old when everything started.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was really conscious since I was a little kid. Like I was already aware of my surroundings, aware of my consciousness, how everything around me pretty much operated.
Mm-hmm.
And I pretty much knew where I came from since I was little. But once I turned 7, when Nerf guns actually came out, which was back in 91,
Yeah.
I was at a friend's house and I was playing with his Nerf gun, and I was like, wait a second, let me take this thing outside and see how high up in the sky I can shoot this thing.
Right.
So I walked outside and I fired this thing, and I look up at the sky, and there's this red fireball just flying above me, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
How high was the fireball object above you, Eureka?
I'd say about 200 feet, perhaps.
That's pretty low. That's really low. Okay, go ahead. I just wanted to give people some idea.
At first, my psyche was like, okay, what is that? Is that a witch? Is that some craft? And this is when things got interesting. The ship actually broke into 3 pieces, and 3 different objects started flying around. And then all of them became one again. And it was the fireball once again all together. So that's when I went, wait a second. I got to make sure that I'm not losing my mind. So I went and called my parents and everybody else. And I was like, hey, guys, come check this out. And they were all like, whoa, what is that thing? And I was like, I know, right? It's pretty crazy. So we found out it was a UFO. That was my first experience. And then I would say a month later, my mom was driving through this road. This was in Mexico City, in the middle of nowhere, just a dirt road, no houses around.
Outside of Mexico, it was outside of the city limits, correct?
Outside, yeah. It was just rural area, no road. It was just a dirt road. There was no homes around. I'm in the back of the car, and I look back, and the same fireball is following the car.
Hmm.
And that's when I started to kind of piece things together. Like, okay, what is going on? Like, this is at this point, it's a pattern. Like, this isn't just a coincidence that this is happening.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So after that, I actually moved to Cancun,
Mm-hmm.
and I was about 10 years old, and I got into this weird habit where I just wanted to sleep on the roof of the house. Don't ask me
On the
why.
roof of the house.
On the
Okay.
roof of the house. Like, I just did like little sleepovers up there by myself. And my mom started to tell me, and I thought she was just trying to scare me. Like, hey, there is ships that are coming on top of the house, and you need to really stop sleeping up there because I just don't think it's safe. And
Was she
parents,
ser- was your mom serious about that, or was she just kidding around?
she was serious, but I thought she was
She
just
was
messing around.
serious.
Yeah, I thought she was
Okay.
just messing around with me. And she would keep telling me these stories of how she could see these ships on top of the house, and I'm like, dude, like, you're just trying to scare me. Like, get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, I started to experience different things while I was up there, and it was
Hmm.
always dreams. But this is
Mm-hmm.
where things got interesting. I woke up one day and I had this marking on my chest, which I still
Mm-hmm.
have it, and it's three red dots in a triangular shape on my chest,
Yeah.
and they're permanent. It's not like something that just
Ooh,
disappeared.
wait a
They're
minute.
actually there.
You have three red dots. Are they in a triangular
Yeah,
formation, or what? That
triangular.
I've had many guests here that have had abductions with those three dots and a triangular thing imprinted on their skin.
Mhm.
Interesting. Go ahead. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, so I actually found other abductees who actually had them on the same spot and everything, experienced the same things that I experienced. But that was when I became more conscious and open to this. But it
Hmm.
was up until recently that I started to just do more research because I had more activations and experiences after I moved to Florida.
Yeah.
So that's when I really started to research what was going on.
Hmm.
And that's when I found out that all these thoughts and ideas that I had since I was a kid, they were all true as far
Yeah.
as where I came from. Because,
Hmm.
it's one thing to say I'm experiencing these things, to now fully embrace and accept that you're having communications with other beings from other star systems
Right.
because you're part of that. And that, can take a toll on your psyche because it's a whole different ballgame at that point.
Mm.
Because you go from, oh, this is a cool concept to, wow, this is
Now it's not.
actually
Now it's not
happening.
a. It's not, and Eureka. Now it's not a concept for you because you're being physically taken on board a spaceship. Correct.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Can
So
you
that's
tell
when
us what this and what did the space people look? When did you get taken on the ship? Can you tell us what year that was?
well, I was 10 when it happened. So I would say 1994.
Okay. Okay. And in your experience, I like my other interview I did with the other person that I helped. He had these beings that were the Zeta. What were the ones that you were connecting with? Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Well, these are a different group. They're called the Council of Five.
Right.
Uh,
So were they human looking?
well, it's a mix of them, but one of
Hmm.
them looks like a gray and it's kind of short.
Hmm.
Uh, and I think he's the one that met with President Eisenhower back in the.
You're saying that the being that was the gray, the small Zeta. You're
Mhm.
saying that he met with President Eisenhower. How do you know that?
I did a ton of research on this, and he actually goes by the name Skinny Bob, which is like his name,
Hmm.
but he's an actual gray that's part of the Council of Five. He
And did he
was
tell
trying
you?
to.
Did he tell you his name? By the way, I have so many questions here. Did he tell you his name?
He did not, but I just remember the face, and I had to do research on because all
Okay.
the other people that I run into that experience the same thing had the same
Hmm.
marking that were explaining who the
Interesting.
beings were. They had the pictures, and I was like, hey, that looks familiar.
Hmm. And
And they
what did
actually,
the other people, this Council of Five that you met on the ship? What did they look like?
huh,
Do you remember?
I don't really remember, but I do know that other people that I ran into, they had all the
Mm-hmm.
research put together because there's five races that are actually
Mm-hmm.
working together to help humanity because
Hmm.
they actually came in after they started doing the tests with the atomic bombs and
The
you
nuclear
know
bomb. Yeah, the
the nuclear
Hiroshima and
explosions.
Nagasaki.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's when they
Yep.
came here because they had to stop all of that because he was altering other dimensions.
Yeah, it affects the vibrational patterns of the nuclear blast. The radiation reverberates beyond the universe here, and it did affect a lot of other planets. You're right.
Exactly. So that's
Go ahead.
when I had to
Mm-hmm.
intervene. And at that point, that's when they
Mm-hmm.
started to come here. And that's when I found out that I was actually part of that group of people that had to volunteer to do that, that there were 3 tiers of
Right.
people. That's when I started to find out that my family knows about this,
Mm.
that my mom and my grandma were part of this
Mm-hmm.
wave, that my mom had instructions on how to raise me, that I had to be treated differently, that I had abilities, that I had to learn how to use them. And all of it
So
just started to,
your mother also has had contact with these space people?
she does not have contact with them directly, but she does have access to the spiritual world. Like she's very tapped in as far as the
Oh, she's
metaphysical
tapped
side of
in?
things. Yeah, like
Yeah.
they, between her and my grandma, they had abilities since they were younger,
Okay.
and they know how to use
Interesting.
their abilities. And they've always, try to tell me and teach me about this stuff, but I was not
So
a full believer.
did the space people contact them to tell you things, or do you know? Since your mom is connected on a metaphysical level, she hasn't seen the space people, correct?
She's seen the ships when we lived in Mexico, when she told me that she would see the ships outside the house. And I
Mm-hmm.
just thought that she was trying to scare me.
Okay,
But
I
she
got you.
did she did disclose a few things with me saying, I came here to do this. I was meant to have you. And
Interesting.
she's aware of all of this,
Mm-hmm.
which, it's very
Yeah,
grounding. But at the same
yeah.
time, that I was, once that all of this unfolded for me, I was have a daughter, girlfriend, all these family relationships, and
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
that fell apart because once I connected all these dots, my whole life just changed. So,
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. I mean, if you have an experience like that as a human being, your life changes completely, right?
absolutely. Because after my last experience that I had, which was a major activation,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like I was just going through pretty much trying to piece all of this together. And I was just laying in
Mm-hmm.
bed, just, about to give up on life. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just
Right.
tired of life.
You're done. You're tired of it,
And
right?
and I kept on getting these weird synchronicities that, your life is going to change, that you're going to get some upgrades and everything's going to be better. And I'm like, yeah, like what is going to
Yeah.
happen that's actually going to make me feel better? And right as I
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
was, just about to give up, these intertwining energies and vibrations got into my body.
Yeah.
My walls just started to vibrate tremendously. And these energies started to heal me. And they started to connect all of my energy centers. I didn't know what energy centers were back then. This was just
Yeah.
3 years ago. But
Yeah.
once these energy centers got to my forehead, that's when I left my body at that point. I got to
Mm.
realize what I am, what everything is.
Mm-hmm.
But after that experience, that's what actually did it for me. Like once I was that deep, it's like there's no
Yeah.
going back.
So with you, I'm going to use a different terminology for what you had happen. You weren't abducted. You're a contactee. Do you know what a contactee is?
mm,
I'll explain it. So you're a contactee. An abduction is that a person gets abducted is usually a negative experience. So if you had a meeting with these space people, they're here to help Earth. That's called a contactee experience. Like if you were abducted, you'd be like they do experiments. They might put you on a table. Like a traditional abduction is usually always a negative experience. You didn't have that experience, correct?
no, only after the
No. So
fact. I guess I have entities coming after me, but
entity.
other than that,
Okay, so we'll get into that too. Now you just brought something up that I didn't even know about. So you had the Council of Five. You meet with the Council of Five on the spaceship. They're there to, based on what you're saying, to assist humanity from blowing up our planet with nuclear bombs and so forth. And I completely understand the history of that. So then you just said something about entities coming after you. Can you these ETs, the other ET races that are going after you? Is that what you're saying?
well, this
If
is
I'm not
something.
saying,
This is something that I pissed since I was a little kid.
mm-hmm,
Pretty much since I got to this planet, I started to notice the behavior because I was pretty advanced since I was a little kid, like understanding psychology, human
Mm-hmm.
behavior, trying to
Mm-hmm.
understand why people behave the way they did.
Mm.
And I'm not playing this from a victim perspective by all means. Like, oh, I'm a victim, people that attack me, poor me. Because you don't get me wrong, I analyze this on every single aspect
Right.
psychologically, where I always felt in a position to change something within myself to
Mm-hmm.
avoid this type of situations.
Right.
But since I
That's
was
right.
younger, I can literally tell you everybody wanted to kick my ass. And I wasn't a weird kid. I
No.
wasn't odd. I was actually pretty tall. I was in shape. You know, I was a good looking kid. And it didn't make any sense to me that it looks like something got into people where they just wanted to destroy me. Like I literally
Yeah.
had my siblings try to kill me,
Yeah.
family members try to kill me, and that's when I started to go, okay, there's a pattern here. Why
Yeah.
is it that people borderline get taken over by something?
Yeah, some energy or whatever. But you had your experiences though when you saw this orangey object 200 feet above you, you eventually were taken on board a ship, and you had a very see. So you're not an abductee. You're in a contactee history. Your history, because I know this stuff. You're a contactee. You know the fact that you met with the Council of Five and these other beings that wanted to help Earth. You remember why you were there. They communicated with you, telling you that they wanted to help the planet. So, in your experience, it's very different than an abductee. Now, if you had negative ETs later on over the period trying to interfere with the Council of Five, which were the positive people, that can happen too. So, did you have negative ETs at some point in your life trying to stop you from doing what you were doing?
I would say so if we go into, because this is the thing as far as as far as
Mm-hmm.
my studies, that these entities can pretty much take over people, kind of like in the movie The Matrix, how like
Yeah,
agents can take over people. Because don't get me wrong, I analyze the psychological profiles of every time this happened.
yeah.
And every single person that attacked me acted exactly like the other person before. Same verbiage,
Mm-hmm.
same actions, same attacks. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you this right off the bat. You know what I have my implants on my chest, my triangle.
Yeah,
I
the
had
triangle.
two,
Yeah.
I had two different girls randomly stab me right where my dots were. And they didn't know about
Mm-hmm.
them. They just grab a fork and stab me there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, okay, I see a pattern here. Like, what do people want to stab my chest? I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
And these type of situations are what made me realize that some other energies are operating through people in order to get to me. And I'm not trying to
Yeah.
sound like a crazy person, because trust me,
You're
I did.
not, look, everybody who comes on here says, I don't want to sound crazy. I got to tell you, you're not the first and last person that said that. No one on here is crazy. Matter of 30 years later, in 2024, the reason why this show is so popular, because people are coming together. We're the majority. The people that have been contactees, people that have had abduction experiences, people that are who are seeing spaceships, which some people call UFOs, that are non-terrestrial. You're not crazy. So I'm trying to teach people to take that word out of their vocabulary. You're actually in the majority and not the minority, just to let you know.
Mhm. Awesome. Because, yeah, the last experiences I had were like sleep paralysis. Actually, just somebody type it. But I
Mm-hmm.
had this sleep paralysis where these like shadow beings were attacking me while I was just frozen, and I could see their faces, which were pretty
Yeah.
wicked looking.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
trust me, like
what year was that when you saw these shadow faces?
6 months ago.
Okay. As we get into this,
Yeah.
like I did with the other person, Paul, I'm gonna actually I'm feeling that you can use some assistance, but I want you to continue on with your story. And then I'm going to ask you if you'd like me to, if you say yes, I will help you stop the negative ETs from interfering with you, if you let me do that.
Yes. Absolutely. 'Cause, I mean, between bangings on my walls, like, I mean, there is
Mm-hmm.
nobody above me. Like, I live in a third
Mm-hmm.
floor, 3-story
Mm-hmm.
apartment. There's nobody above me, but
Interesting.
there's always stomping on my ceiling,
Yeah,
stomping on my walls, just
really.
things knocking on my walls, like things moving, things falling
Mm-hmm.
off. I'm used to it at this point because
Well,
I don't
how would
want
you
to feed
like,
them any fear.
right, but how would you like in a few minutes to do what I did with Paul? I'm going to help you with the Ashtar Command. I work with the Ashtar Command. I come from off planet. I work on a crisis level of light. unrelated to religion, just to qualify what I'm saying. When I talk about Christ, I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about cosmic levels, Christ consciousness. And I also work with the Ashtar Command, which operates in that level of consciousness. So as you continue on with the story, I will help you in a few minutes, and we're going to do something for you as I did for Paul on here. And like I said, I'm fully activated. What I'm going to do is going to blow your mind. But go ahead.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm all open to it. I mean, it's something that I deal with. And don't get me wrong, I try to look at this from different perspectives. Mm-hmm. That I don't want to feed these things any fear.
Right, that's right.
And I mean, I've spoken to other people that experienced these things that were really spiritually advanced. They will tell me when I experienced the things that you're telling me, I was out for 3 months. I couldn't function. I'm like, dude, I don't know how I do it, but it's just these things they make themselves known, and they just pretty much try to do anything in their power to just alter my frequency.
Well, how would you like to see them have no power, and we'll send them out into space, and they'll have a one-way ticket out of Earth. They'll never come back to you ever again. How would you like that?
That would be fantastic. I would save a ton of money on Sage too.
And I'm not doing it and let me tell you something. I'm not doing this myself. A matter of fact, why don't we just go right ahead and do this and help you out? How's that sound?
Amazing.
They're telling me, let's get to it. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do the same thing I did with Paul, and I'm going to have you close your eyes. I want you to clear your consciousness of everything you're thinking of right now. And what I'm going to do is send a cloaked spaceship over your location where you are. You're in Florida, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I don't need to know specific areas. They'll know where it is. They'll know where you are. Give me a moment. We're going to send a ship over about 20,000 feet above your location. We're going to send 10 Ashtar commanders into your location, into your physical environment. What concerns me is the beings that are causing havoc above you, above your whatever is above you in that physical house or room or whatever it might be. It doesn't matter. Give me a moment.
Sure.
I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath within and out of the nostrils 3 or 4 times. Relax, clear your consciousness. When you are fully relaxed, let me know.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. I want you to keep your eyes closed, please. I wish 10 of the Ashtar commanders on that ship above his location. And please come into his environment. They're going to be cloaked. They're going to be in your room right now. They're in the room right now. There's 10 space Ashtar command people. Again, they are tall. They're about, if you were to see them, 7 to 7.5 feet tall. I'm going to do something for you now. I'm not doing it personally. I'm here, but they're going to do something for you. Okay? I want you to keep your eyes closed, please.
Yeah.
I'm going to have one woman and one man step forward out of the 10. One is going to touch you from the top of your head, and one is going to also touch you from the neck area. Actually, the woman's going to do the head and the neck area. The man is going to touch you on your right shoulder. So close your eyes, please. They're not just touching you to let you know they're there. They're going to clear some frequencies of energy that have been interfered with by these other beings. Just relax. Be still. I wish the 2 Ashtar commanders to let him know that you are there. Please go ahead and let him know by touching the shoulder, the neck, and the forehead, and the head itself. Give it a moment. Give it at least a minute or two. When you do feel something, take your time, relax, and let me know.
Sounds good.
And I'm seeing a vision of the woman. She's very beautiful. She's showing me a vision of her here in my consciousness.
Here's thumping on my ceiling again. Wow.
Mm. Oh, they'll take care of that, and they're going to take care of that in a minute.
Perfect.
I need you to just keep your mind clear to feel what's going to happen in a moment. And when you do feel it, let me know. I want the space woman to give him a touch onto the right shoulder, please.
Yep, there we go. Felt a little push.
Yes, that's them. Relax, let go. It's okay. That was the woman. I want actually 5 of the Ashtar Command people to go in the upper room where the knocking's happening. I want you to go after whatever's up there and take it out of the house and send it into space on a one-way ticket out. And I thank you, brothers and sisters of the command, for assisting this person. They're clearing the energy in the upper place above the ceiling where whatever's up there is being taken out right now. They're taking it out and it won't be there anymore.
Amazing.
The shadow beings that were, whatever the beings were that were causing problems, they're being rounded up and they're being taken out of your environment right now. I want to let you know that.
Thank you. Yeah, the shadow beings. I guess we should have gone for that term.
Yeah, they're being taken out right now.
Perfect.
For people that don't believe me, it doesn't matter. You see, part of my thing is when I came to Earth, as I am now older and activated, it doesn't matter what human beings believe. I do what I do. I'm here on mission to Earth. I'm here to help people bust the matrix and tell you the truth.
Absolutely. Because it's tough sometimes to understand and really grasp the truth. Because when I was, for example, being told these things at the place where I lived before, and I wasn't fully open to everything, I tried to ignore it as much as I could. Because I would see these shadows and I would just be like, oh, that's just my imagination. And the girlfriend that I had at the time, she came up to me and she goes, they're after you. I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, here you go. Like my mom trying to scare me. She said, there is this 10-foot shadow entity that's after you and he wants to kill you. And I'm frightened. I don't know if I can live here with you for much longer. And I'm like, excuse me? What are you talking about?
Right.
And that's when things really took a turn and everything started to open up more for me. And I started to see the patterns again as far as people acting in weird ways. And, we have recordings of these shadows through the Ring cameras, like through motion sensors, and you can clearly see them moving through the house. And that's when I was like, okay, this is all real.
Well, right now, I want you to be still for a moment. And if you listen, there's no noise coming from upstairs or wherever that thing is above the ceiling. You shouldn't hear any more knocking at all.
Perfect.
They've taken the beings that were up there out of your house. We're going to put, not me personally, The ship is putting a bubble around your energy field of your home. No longer will any lower vibrational beings be able to go into your home and cause problems for you. I will guarantee this.
Perfect. Yeah, I feel a lot lighter, to be
Oh
honest. Like,
yeah, yeah.
I'm very sensitive to energy, and whenever I'm in my apartment, I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And right
Mm-hmm.
now, I just feel a different energy in here. It
Yes.
doesn't feel as dense
Yes.
anymore. So
Yes.
I feel like relaxed for once.
Well, that's my gift to you from the command. That's my gift to you, Eureka. That's
Thank
my
you.
gift to you.
Probably be able to sleep like a baby tonight.
You will. You'll never have any bad dreams or anything. I will actually say for the next 2 weeks, we're going to gift you with the 10 Ashtar commanders. They will stay with you for 2 weeks. They're going to do some work around your property. And then they will, before they leave, they will show you themselves physically a little bit as a just to let you know that they are real. The men and women that are there, they will a little bit show you themselves so you know they are human, and they will just before they leave send you their love, and you are all set. You're in good shape. No more
Amazing.
problems.
Perfect. And I'm just so glad that you also clarify the whole abductee and contactee
Oh, it's a very
uh,
different experience. They're two
portion.
different things. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's different. But you did have the negative ETs, and that's when you told me that. I said we have to help you. As soon as I heard that, I said we have to help you. You know, there's
Absolutely.
no
So
and I have no conditions on what I do here. I came from the Ashtar Command to unconditionally help people. There's no conditions for me. Although I will say for the show, people show your support for what I do here by sending gifts. Go to my Venmo account on my main page of my Venmo account. You can donate $5, $15, $20 on my Venmo, or if you want to just do TikTok gifts, you can do that for me. I would be much appreciated.
awesome.
And yeah, so we all the gifts. I've got actually right now 8 hats with a mustache that I pinned, and I'd like to, thank you so much, Yaya Spirit Infinity. Thank you for the heart puffs. What I do is real, folks. I'm not your typical social media person on TikTok doing a show about flat Earth or people running around in clown outfits or cow outfits that do crazy things here. I do a talk show here, but I don't just do a regular UFO talk show. You now know my talk show is of the highest levels, meaning I do a spiritual cosmic talk show that relates to a lot of things. Thank you so much. And I have the ability to send spaceships from the command to people's locations. And I've helped 2 people tonight that you physically saw on my show or I can't speak, visually saw on my show. That this is all being documented. All my shows are on my YouTube channel. If you want to watch some of my older shows, go on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. That's my YouTube channel. So I'm very serious about what I do here. I do have a comical sense of humor towards the end of the night, but what I do here is very real. I take the interviewing like Eureka and all the other interviews I've done, hundreds of them. I take all my guests very seriously. I care about all my guests, whether it's a positive or negative experience with ETs or UFO sightings they want to let me know about, or the mer people, or the fairies, Bigfoot. We talk about all that stuff here, crop circles, and I really, if people tell me their stories, I will listen to them. And if there's something that's happening that is affecting them negatively, with like an abduction, I will help them step in and we will help them.
Amazing. And just one last question. You did mention that you had other people bring up the whole triangle
Yeah,
dot thing.
yeah. Some of my friends, they've had that triangular dot thing on their thing, and these are people that had positive experiences, not necessarily been abducted. So you're not alone. There are people that have had and showed me the. I had one person actually come on live and show me the dots on their arm, 3 of them, in a triangular formation.
It's a perfect triangle, which is,
Yeah, perfect triangle. Yeah.
even if you measure it, it's all just perfect
Mhm.
in every direction.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Perfect. So yeah, it's
Well,
good
Eureka,
times to be
you.
living in because I held this stuff in for such a long time because every time I tried to speak to somebody about it, even when I was younger, it was
Mm,
always like, oh, you're crazy or you're lying or you're trying to just get
yeah,
attention. And it's like, no, I'm just
yeah,
trying to get some closure and just, maybe try to get you guys up to date on
yeah.
what's going on. But,
No.
people were just so narrow
Yeah.
minded back then.
My friend April, who's on right now, she's a good friend of mine. She and I work with the Ashtar Command. She's in northern Vermont, and she also had a triangle on her arm or whatever. And so there's a lot going on here and I hope you'll be a part of the show in terms of following it. And if anything in the future happens after all this happens, when the Ashtar Command people leave your home, in about they'll be there for about 2 weeks. When they leave, they will at least let you know that they were there. They'll show themselves a little bit, and they're very loving men and women. So that is my gift to you, brother, is to help you because your story, you'll never ever have negative experiences again. I promise you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'll definitely be back and follow up with you as far as how everything has been. And whew, 'cause right now, I just feel like I
Yeah,
can go to bed and just sleep for 10 hours.
yeah. Another person is saying, Mark Schuler says, so many stories in my life. 69.9 years ago, I have infinity marks on my hand. Well, I appreciate it, Enrique. Anything else you'd like to share?
That's it. I just going to listen in and appreciate everything you do. So I'll be back. So thanks again for everything.
Yes, yes. Okay, and I'm gonna also bring April up, who's with me with the command. Hey, Enrique, thank you for being here, brother. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
and we're going to let me see here. I'm bringing my friend, my sister up from Vermont with the Ashtar Command and with, hey, Cliff, good to see you, Papa Smurf. So far tonight, I've helped two people. It's an amazing thing. I've helped two people tonight, Paul and Eureka. April, good evening or good morning,
Hello.
or yeah, hello, how are you?
I'm good.
I've
How's
been busy
everybody?
helping people tonight with spaceships and Ashtar Commanders.
Awesome. I was listening.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's amazing how things flow, the stories, and Eureka, of course, went with the Council of Five, but then he had these shadow beings that were negative, and he heard stomping on, as I'm talking to him, he heard something above his roof, and those, whatever's up there, they've been taken out. They're being taken off planet right now.
Yeah, I just actually had about 15, 20 minutes. Let me go in the other room. Sorry, my dog is snoring. Give me
A
just a
dog is
second.
snoring.
Yes,
Dogs will do that. It
he's
has to. The
very
dog is
loud.
sleeping.
Oh
He's
my
probably on
goodness.
a spaceship.
He's doing something. But I was just on my live and there was there was a bunch of that big pyramid ship moved its
Yeah,
location and was dropping
yeah,
stuff into my woods, right? And I was
yeah.
actually able to get them in this time. I was actually able to show you what was happening
Wow.
with that. So of course, I had to go on, and then we had a blue
Yeah.
orb come up and was
Wow.
communicating with us, and I asked him if I could call him Bluey, and he agreed to it. So I thought that was kind of funny. But while I was doing that, they were getting frantic. The ships
Hmm.
kept coming up, and I was getting a super weird feeling in my stomach,
Yeah.
and I was kind of like I don't know, like something was wrong, um,
Yeah.
and so. I thought they were warning me because of maybe some bear or something, and somebody in the
Yeah.
rooms commented maybe a coyote, and I was like, yeah, you
Yeah.
know what, you're right, because I have these thick woods. So I backed off a little bit and I went back up by the house and just stayed up there for a little while until things
Yeah.
settled down. And then I'm seeing this activity going on behind me. So I'm like, okay. So I go over to the other
Huh.
side of the property and was showing the stuff over there. And then I happened to look down the road and at the street lights. and
Mm-hmm.
this is off my property now. This is down the hill and
Right.
off my property, and there was something moving up in the street light, and I'm like, "What the heck is that?" So I'm
Right.
looking, and I put the camera up on, and I let everybody see it in the live. There was a dark entity moving around, sitting on top of that street light, watching over at my property.
Really?
Really, and so I'm like,
What
"Wow,
what
this is crazy."
what did the
So
Ashtar Command people do?
they didn't do anything at first, because they were dealing with, because there was 2 ships that were moving into each other, happening off the property, so I don't even know if they knew this thing was, it was like just a being cloaked out there, hanging
Yeah.
around by this light, and then all of a sudden when they asked to see it again, so I was like, "Sure." So, I was like, "You guys are gonna make me go back down there and show you this creepy thing," so
Right.
I
Right.
went back
Right.
down there and I showed them. And then as I'm looking, there's another street lamp that's further down the mountain,
Yeah.
and there's
Yeah.
2 beings on top of that one. I'm like, "No, no, nope, no, no."
Really?
Yep, I closed my live down, came back in, and then had a whole conversation with the Ashtar command to go down and take care of that because
And did they go down and take
oh
care of it?
yeah. Oh yeah, I saw lights going right down there.
Oh,
Um,
good.
and I also had somebody on my live that was having an issue with some kind of snake-like being that was
Huh.
scaring their animals. And so I talked to the command, and I got to actually show the people the ships going out over there to help them.
Yeah. Wow. So simultaneously, when I was helping these two people, you had stuff happening with these beings off your property that were not up to no good, and the Ashtar Command finally got them,
Yeah,
and it probably
they've
took.
been. I told you they've been out here doing. They were doing the chemtrail thing, dropping those chemtrails 2 nights in a row out here, and the Ashtar
Yeah.
Command was on top of that. They were,
Mm.
especially because it was ships, they were like right on top of it. But these beings were cloaked and they were very stealthy. And my woods are really
Right.
mountain is very thick with woods.
Yeah.
So, and they were in the process of moving these two. There was these 2 pyramid ships that were like moving next to each other, and so there was a lot going on with that. So I
Wow.
don't know if they realized that this was happening, but I
They probably
definitely
didn't.
told them.
Well, you're the eyes and ears. You're the on the ground, so they're
Yeah.
so busy doing what they were doing. They probably would have taken care of it if they had seen it.
Oh
But
yeah.
these negative ETs were so sly they thought they can get away with it.
Uh
But
huh.
because of you, they got these. What do you know what they did with them? Did they take them off planet? What's going on?
I wasn't with them, so I don't know what they did with them.
Yeah.
But if they were able to capture them, which I'm sure that they did,
Oh yeah.
they would have taken them to one of those sites where they will send them off planet, or send them through if they're very low vibrational entities, they'll put them right through the portal. They won't even mess
Yeah.
with them.
And Tiger Lilies, which doesn't make sense to comment. You sent the shadow people to April? No, we didn't send any shadow people to April. She had negative cloaked beings off her property that were. She alerted the Ashtar Command, and they came and got those entities. There were 2 of them or 3 of them, whatever there were. They're no longer there now. They probably took them on the ship, and they have them contained or quarantined, I would
Yeah.
think.
And then directly after that, as I was walking in the house,
Oh, okay. Tiger Lily was kidding.
oh,
Yeah.
so
No, I
direct.
know Tiger Lily. I got you. Go ahead.
So, directly after that, as I was walking into the house and I was getting ready to shut the live down, that angelic being came back through. And so, last night, about 2 o'clock in the morning, I had contact with them.
Really?
Really.
And what happened with that?
So these beings are called watchers,
Hmm.
and they said that they have the reason why their ship is out here is because they have been watching me.
And these angelic beings that are watching you, did they explain why they were watching you?
Because they told me, they said the same thing that Jesus said to me, and they said something about because I am mother. And then they said that I'm meant for something more. And they have been watching me for a long time apparently, but they are comfortable enough to be in this close. And last night a female one came down. These beings are huge. These beings are so huge and so beautiful. They are about 10 to 15 feet tall.
Oh wow.
And are they are convinced something. I don't know what everybody keeps saying, why they keep saying this to me. I don't know what it means.
Yeah.
But they keep saying, like this is the Jesus said this to me too, and they at first I thought Jesus said because you're a mother, but what he said was because your mother, and
Right.
that's what these beings said to me too, and I'm just like I don't know what that means, but
Yeah.
after being shushed by so many beings, I I learned to keep my mouth shut and listen, and
Because you're being shushed so many times.
yeah, because I asked too many questions. I'm always like, what do you
Well,
mean?
look, I would ask as many. I probably would ask just as many questions. And just and Kerry said, and I'll let you continue in a second with that. Hey, Kerry, how you doing? Kerry says, I'm confused and trying to learn, but aren't the Star Command close to you, Commander? Yeah, they are. You not visit? Thinking, why not visit you? Well, I think they do visit me when I'm sleeping. But again, when the five of us do eventually come together on the ship, which will happen, then I will actually start having those physical visitations as April is doing. April is like, for this part of the world, she's been chosen by the space of our family to be a coordinator, and there'll be four of us: Chesno, myself, also Kit Kat, and also Johnny. We will eventually together be going to ship now. If you look at the picture, and I want to show this again, and I'm going to have April get back to what you were saying. Well, I'm pressing the wrong button here. I took a picture Friday, and I'll show it to you. Guess what? Take a look at this. This was something at about a little after 8 o'clock on a Friday night. Now, understand the days are getting lighter, not shorter. This is an Astro Command ship right here that's cloaked. I walk out of the building, past the brick building, and all of a sudden I feel like I'm supposed to turn my head. I face towards the east. See this? I said, "Oh, I got to take a picture." I didn't videotape anything. I took the picture. So what you're seeing here is a picture of an asteroid command ship. You can see little ships coming out of the big ship from the bottom. See those little ships? They're clearly defined, even though they're cloaked. They're coming out of the big ship. So I was visited on a visual level on Friday night. In terms of them visiting me, they can visit me any which way they want. I think a lot of it, Carrie, is we go back to where I was before my profile. Let me go back here. Wait a minute. Uh, that our time as the other four of us come together with April, and there'll be others in other parts of the world that will have five people as well. Everything is set up by the people off planet. We don't, April and I don't have any control over that, but we are very aware. Has a major base at April's location. So that's, but
You
I'm going to let
froze
April
up,
talk about.
Commander.
Okay, am I frozen now?
No, you're not now, but you were frozen there for a
Oh, that's
second.
because I was changing the picture.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to just answer that question. April, continue on about the woman that came down.
So, so this is an angelic looking being, and she's golden in color, glowing everywhere. And she's wearing a it looked to be like a white um I don't know how to explain it, like a
Like a robe or something?
yeah, like a robe, but it was like a
Yeah.
like back in the Greek days, it looked like a
Okay.
Greek robe.
Oh, like one of
And
those
she
beautiful
was
robes. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
I
she
got
was
you.
stunning though, but she was about 10 to 15 feet tall.
Wow.
And my hand looked like a little baby hand in hers, because at one point um okay, so she comes down, and she is just glowing, and she has four wings, two on the top and two on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I was seeing in the sky as well, but I didn't see, I thought it was like one set of wings. I didn't realize they were two separate, but she was in close so I could see her wings.
Right, right.
And they were actual wings, though. They looked like actual wings. They weren't energy wings. They looked like actual wings.
Real
Um,
wings, yeah.
but they were glowing, though.
Wow.
And then she placed her hand in mine, or put her hand out, and I put my hand. Sorry, I put my hand in hers, and my hand looked like a little tiny baby hand in hers. Her hand,
Wow.
her skin was smooth and very
Mm-hmm.
soft, and her fingers were very long. But anyways, when I put my hand into hers, she started flapping her wings, and I looked at my arms, and this time though, it wasn't like I was being pulled or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but my feet became weightless, but I did not feel like I had anything under my feet. And but
Really?
her glow went over me, and I was glowing when we were going
Wow.
up. And so we went up, and then there was a triangle, like almost towards the top of where the like the pyramid, how a pyramid looks, almost
Right.
at the top point, about midway up, there was a pyramid shaped door with pyramid shaped like metal things going all the way around it, and those metal things sucked in, and a doorway opened, and it was a pyramid shaped door, and it was immense. It was pretty big. And
Wow.
we flew right into it, and then we landed on the ground. Then I had something solid underneath my feet. But as we were coming up to this ship, I could see hieroglyphics underneath this ship that were lighting up.
Wow.
And it was like a dark goldish color of a ship.
Mm-hmm.
When it was lighting up, I could see the metal to it, and it was metal on the outside, but it was like metal and light. And so, anyways, we get into the ship, and inside of the ship was there was the other three beings that I had been seeing. They were there too. It was one female being and three male beings that were there. And um so when I got inside their ship, that's when they started talking to me, and they kept telling me that I'm chosen for something
Hmm.
more, and there was something more special about me, and I asked who they were, because that was my big, like, who are you
Right.
guys?
Right. Who are you?
And they first started off with explaining to me that the human beings had got it wrong a long time ago, that they were, I guess there was stories that were told about them,
Mm-hmm.
and they were, people had called them fallen angels, people had called them several different things,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not. They're actually celestial beings, and they are like a higher vibration up
High
from
vibration.
the
Yeah.
from the Ashtar command. Like, I mean, they're like way up there with the vibrational beings. I mean, they're really high, good vibrational beings, like really high. And I almost want to say, and I don't, I'm not going there, but I'm almost
Right.
wanting to say almost godlike beings. These
Well,
guys
yeah.
are,
You can go there because when you say godlike beings, essentially they're Christed beings of light, but they're in a very high Christed frequency. Not
yeah,
that
yeah,
The Astral Command's in a very high frequency, but
yes,
they're even a little, and they're. I think they're also part of the Astral Command, but they're in a much higher
yes,
frequency.
yes. And so that's it, because the Ashtar command has not bothered with them at all. They are right above, they are like right over my
Right.
feet. They have been there for weeks.
Yeah.
But they also told me that they watch other specific beings across the whole universe, and I am one of those beings. So it's like all this stuff keeps happening. So I'm getting,
Right.
I don't know what's happening. It's like there's been like more and more visits, and now the elder Bigfoots are asking me to represent them, and I got the fairies asking me to represent them for the realm, and now these golden beings, and I'm just like, there's all this stuff that keeps
Mhm.
happening, and it's like, and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I'm telling these beings, like, I don't understand, like, why is all this
Right.
happening?
You
Why?
you can't, and from a human perspective, for people watching the show, this is Encounters. My name is CmdrAleon. I work with the Ashtar Command. We all met, a lot of us here, a lot of my friends here, that are my friends since I've been on here over a year. I met through here, and I met April, who through here, and we met Johnny and Chesno and Kit Kat and a lot of other people that I know here. Even if I don't say your names, I love you all. But we all met here, And then things started happening with me. Things started happening before I met April on here. And I've been working with the Ashtar Command since I was able to know what that was. I've had a contactee experience when I was a kid. I felt I came out of the closet 21 years ago.
Yeah.
April knows a lot about my background now because we've been friends for so long. But what you're talking about, I think, there's things that we're still human. April and I were still human, and all of us are, right? But she's being guided, and they're connecting on levels that could be overwhelming at times. There's so much of that happening now. I'm sure it has to be overwhelming sometimes, April. I would think.
That's exactly it. It is very overwhelming, and I'm not understanding. Like all these different celestial beings are now contacting me, and I'm not understanding like what I'm like
Mm,
asking I keep asking myself why me, and then
yeah,
what is the importance of my starseed self that this is happening? I
yeah,
mean, I know that I command a ship. I know they've been giving me back my memories, and I know this. I know that I'm the commander of our ship. I know that you are our communications. I know that Johnny is our like he's our healer, but that's what we call him. But he's essentially like for humans, he would be like our head doctor on our ship.
right.
And Kit Kat is definitely security. She's like she's like the
she
whole
she
complete
she, she
package.
would she would be like the fun security. If you ever meet, you haven't met her yet personally. I've met Kit Kat twice at our gatherings in Connecticut. She would be like the ultimate person that is like right there. She's a very happy, fun person, but she'd be the person that'd be right there to do what she has to do on the ship.
Yeah, and so and the way it goes, guys, is that we you know, the commander and I, our parents, off planet are best friends. And if you haven't heard this story, I'm just going to give it a recap.
Yeah.
So our families are really close, off planet. Both mine and the commander parents sit at the head
So
council.
it's like a head council, a high council, if you want to call it that.
Um,
Yeah.
and this is the table that Jesus sits at. He sits at the head of it. Um, and then so Commander and I growing up off planet, this is our real starseed selves. We grew up together. Kit Kat also grew up in my home. Kit Kat's had lost her parents early on, and then this is her. I'm talking about our starseed self, not our
Mm.
human selves.
Right. Right.
And so Kit Kat had lost her family early on in a battle that had happened off planet, and her parents had lost their lives off planet.
Mm.
And Kit Kat does have living siblings that are part of the Ashtar Command as well. But Kit Kat grew up in my home, and so that's why Kit Kat and I are so close. And Johnny is like my best friend period off planet, and we are all of us as a group off planet are very very close knit. We are all really good friends off planet. We're like brothers and sisters, and you can't tell
Yeah, like this. Yeah.
any of us any different. We all
Yeah.
love each other very much. um but so Kit Kat is security, Commander is communications, I command the ship, and Johnny is the doctor on the ship. And we all have like a whole life off planet. But
Mm.
right now our bodies are in stasis, and we're down here learning to live the human experience, to learn lessons that we need to learn, and it's to help us, and also to do our mission work. And this is to help us usher humanity into the new world, the new shift after
Mm.
contact happens. And it's also to work with people along the before contact, so that people are not afraid and they are aware of these beings are coming. And and as things are happening, they have chosen me to be the contact person. And so as stuff has been going on, like they have already started my training but just before contact, we all 5 have a mission to do.
Right.
If we can't talk about that mission, but we will be prepared to do that mission, and this is
And
for
and also, I would say what April's saying is before major contact happens, the four of us with April making five will be on those ships before the major contact because obviously they're gonna have to teach us things that we need that we need to know and so once we get our information and we're all on the ship together from our my father and all the other people that are on the ship, whatever we're supposed to learn, then we can come back. And then once we're able, they tell us we can tell you. Once I know what that is, because frankly, I only know what I know, and thank God, April, they could have whatever they however they work this out to choose which human being is going to be that person. April's just a regular person like I am, and like I said, it's overwhelming all the things she's learning right now. It's pretty amazing. And as you've been through this journey and listen to the stories and even watch her lives, which I do, and sit there just quietly, listening, because we all are so together in what we're supposed to do that we support each other, and that's the way it's supposed to be, unconditional. That when we go on the ship, with April, and that I do believe will be sooner than later once that happens, whenever that they will know more when it's supposed to happen, and we're just happy to just go with the flow of things until the time comes. Like right now, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, which is this whole show. Like I said, I helped 2 people already and sent ships over to them. I don't even have to put a cards in the air or a pendulum or anything. I don't do all that garbage. What I do is very much real, and I'm just in a I operate as a human being. April, operates as a human being. She has a regular life like I do. The difference is that we're being geared up to help humanity in when we go on the ship together as the five, there'll be other groups of five in other parts of the world that we are not knowing who they are. And how would we? I mean, we know that our first group of five is going to help many people on the earth. And I want people to know that we are physically going to go off planet at some point.
every group of 5 has a different separate mission
Yeah.
from our mission. We were the
Yeah.
first ones chosen, and so what and to answer your question, yes, the commander is from Mars and I am from someplace else, but we went to school together. They do have schools off planet, and commander and I went to school together, and our parents are very close, and they are all part of the Ashtar Command. There are several different beings that are part of the council of the good beings of light. But Commander's mother and father and my mother and father are they're best friends. And so we're often, wherever they move, our family moves. Wherever our family moves, their family moves, because they travel a lot because of the work they do, working with the Ashtar Command. So I hope that answers your question. But yes, that's his home planet is Mars.
Yep. Absolutely. And the other thing is to know that if you watch my show long enough, and if you watch April when she's on at night, you'll learn a lot of stuff from both of us. I love interviewing people. Part of my mission is to interview people, have them come out of the closet, share their experiences, whatever it might be. And like I said, here people can talk about the fairies. Here people can talk about mer people, Bigfoot, the Sasquatch. You can talk about your visitations with star people. If you had abduction experiences, I am able to help people to stop that from ever happening again. So everything we do here is real. And if you stick with us long enough, you will find that on encounters, you're going to learn a lot of things here. I do a talk show. April knows that. And I don't do one of these TikTok things where people yell and scream at each other and you have 10, 15 people on in little boxes disagreeing. We don't do that here. I'm a professional talk show host. And April knows that.
Yeah, neither one of us do any of that kind of stuff. We don't have debates, we don't do battles, we don't do any of that.
No battles.
We try to help people, try to wake people up, and and we've been sharing our journey as everything has been unfolding. We have been sharing it with you guys.
Yeah,
Why Commander and I are often on. We do our lives, back to back, like the way we do.
yeah. And
And that.
and the thing is, it's fine because there's no egos here. We're both here. We get on when we can get on, and I always come on around 11 anyway, so I don't go on. I see people on half the day. I'm saying, what do they do besides being on TikTok? I'm growing my watermelons, and I was out there in my garden today. I love being out in the dirt. And so part of my love here, folks, is that not only do I love doing what I do here, being that I'm with the Ashtar Command, I'm from off planet, I'm a talk show host, I'm also able to do workshops, but I also am growing watermelons and grapes and strawberries and blueberries because that's something I love to do. So that's part of my background you don't know much about. But that's also my joy is when I'm not doing this. I like to be out in the fresh air. If I was on TikTok 24 hours a day, I don't think I'd be human anymore.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. We do this to help you guys, and like the commander said, there's absolutely no ego here, guys. We do this because we love you, and
Yeah.
because we want to help. We want to help, wake people up. We want to help people not be afraid. And there is nothing to be afraid of. I saw somebody said that they were afraid in here, and you don't have to be afraid.
And especially in here, if you're afraid in here, then I got to tell you, you're dealing with the people that are of love and light, the people that work for the Ashtar Command, and then when you learn about the Ashtar Command, I can tell you that it's nothing but pure love. The men and women and the families of the Ashtar Command from different planetary systems are all very loving, beautiful people. They're not looking like in the Hollywood movies and some of the TikTokers that create these images. For some reason, people, maybe because they want to get all these followers to watch their shows, watch their broadcasts or whatever it is, they use like negative looking ETs and they think that's and that's what they do. On documentaries, they always do the same thing. It really bothers me that people would use images of negative looking ETs to represent what they think is the majority of what's out there in the universe, when in fact it's the absolute opposite. The space people that are my father, her mother, my mother, they're all beautiful human beings. They're beautiful, beautiful people. But unfortunately, people on Earth are programmed and brainwashed by Discovery Channel, History Channel. When they do documentaries, how many documentaries have you seen on History and on Discovery Channel that shows the depiction of space people looking beautiful? How many people have actually seen anything positive shown on these documentaries? I would say very little, very little. But here on my show, we'll tell you about the truth, and we'll tell you about the people that are positive, because they are 95% of the civilizations beyond Earth. They are positive men and women, very spiritual beings of light, very loving, and eventually you're going to meet them, many of them, when contact happens.
Yeah, and and then it's like the commander's saying, it's like, and then we don't talk about stuff that we don't actually have proof of, and these beings have been coming here for a while now, and been having contact, and they pop in. Sometimes they'll come in on the lives, like on my live, they'll come in.
Yeah,
I'll do the delayed lighting, and we'll I show people what the actual real fairies look like, because I found a thing that it shows their you can see the fair actually see their images.
yeah,
And the Ashtar command has been like coming through during my lives, and taking me off planet, and I've also got video footage of it off from my security cameras. And I'm looking for the photo now.
yeah.
Of
Are you able to come on screen, or are you indisposed?
Well, I got one eyeball on and one eyeball off right now. Don't
Oh.
ask. Don't ask. The girl, he'll know what I mean.
And also, I should say, when April's on, she has another phone. So next Saturday night, we're switching to Saturday Night Live. It's not the TV show. We'll be, but we will be doing Saturday Night Live with the Ashtar Command. So next Saturday, when we're live, you'll be able to, with her other phone, when I sing a song, sometimes I will sing a song, folks, And what happens is my father's name is Robar. My mother's name on the ship is Luna. I have two sisters, and I don't remember what their names are. I don't know if you got their names when you were on the ship or not, April. But
I did, but you're gonna ask me now, and I'm my memory
oh
now.
yeah, you're probably. So I have two sisters and a brother, and so when she's on the other phone Saturday night, what we'll do is I'll let you know that when I sing a song, they choose a song. They're very well versed in earth-based music, and they will sing songs that have a meaning. So they're watching the show right now. Believe it or not, folks, if you can open your consciousness to expand it to a bit further than where you are, um, that they are watching on monitors our show right now. They can see every the comments. They can see everything we're doing. They have monitors on the ships. They can monitor everything. So they're watching the show right now. I bet many of them are. I'm talking probably if you take a large ship with thousands of space people on it, they're probably all watching encounters right now on the spaceship.
Yeah, they monitor all our communications, mine, Kit Kat's, Johnny's, Commander's. They monitor every communications with our phones, with the computers, everything, because we had an incident a couple of months ago where
Yeah.
the government was trying to get in on our, and I'm just going to show you this.
Right here on the show, they were trying to do it. The government's
Yeah,
trying to
it was during the
monitor my
show.
show. Yep.
The government was trying to get in, break our communications, and Ashtar Command came through and stopped it. Like
Oh yeah.
they were trying to monitor our communications. But
Yeah. And
this is Knockanook. This is my father, and this is the image we were able to capture of him off alive. Alicia was able to clean it up some so you could actually see his face and everything.
yeah.
But that's Commander Knockanook.
And
That's my
that's part
father.
of face. Now, even though you don't see the whole face, you see what we're saying is uh, this is a father. He's human. See how human his face is? Because he's human. The space people, the good people, don't look like monsters. That's all fabricated lies on TikTok, on YouTube, AI, whatever you want to call it. This is an actual photo of him in her house, manifesting, coming through the rift, that we call a rift, right into the house from the ship. This is a part of the face of her father. And you're seeing, and she's showing you this. So this is real stuff. This is not artistically created. This is not some generated CGI. This is a picture of her father through the lighting that came through, and then she got Alicia was able to take the picture, and you can see it right here. It's very beautiful.
So yeah, so that's, guys, that's what they. I mean, they are very much. They're like us, guys. A lot of people think that they are scary, and they are not. The commander speaking the truth. That Hollywood has. Whoops, sorry, guys. Hollywood has really messed things up, and
Mm,
they do this because that's the government's influence, and they're trying to make people afraid of these beings so that we'll be doing dumb stuff like doing pew pews at them, and
yeah,
and we don't they are coming to help us, guys. They're not coming to cause any problems. They are coming because they are trying to stop the government from having problems with us, because that's all they're doing,
right.
creating issues.
And
um
that's the key. That's the key thing. I mean, as April's saying, when we speak about the her father, and her mother looks beautiful. I've seen pictures of her mother. Understand something, and this is really important. That what you perceive to be the truth regarding extraterrestrial intelligence for the last 70 years, what you've been told, anything you've been told on internet websites or whatever, most 90% of it is untrue. What you've seen on documentaries on, let's say, History Channel or Discovery or whatever channel it might be, doesn't matter. Most of these documentaries portray non-terrestrial beings as being some, you know, glowing negative beings are out to eat you or something. It's just not true. There's been a lot of misrepresentation of the space people. It's just like taking somebody on Earth who is, let's say the person doesn't look like you. Let's say they have a big ear or something. They have some deformity of their ear. and you look at them, you say, "Oh, you know what? There's something really dangerous about that person because they have a big ear, but they're not like regular human beings because their ear is bigger." So what I'm saying is the analogy is that we tend to judge people, by situations when instead we should be trying to learn about the truth and about, who and what is out there, and know the difference between the CGI and the AI and all the garbage that's being portrayed in visual interpretations of ET, which are not true. You see, that's the thing. The star people, the Ashtar Command people that we are connected with, are very beautiful people. They're taller than probably most of you. They're not like 100 feet tall. They might be 7, 8, 9 feet tall, depending where they're from. But they are human. They have families. They have children, men and women, daughters and sons. No different than us. The difference is they come from a very eons of time, a very high frequency of understanding, a spiritual understanding that most of the population of Earth has yet to understand. But we're here, and when we have our five get together, we will be able to come back to Earth. And on my show here, when I come back on Earth to do my show, I will be more activated to know what to share with you. April is activated, so when she goes on the ship, they're telling her what she can show to us, or what she can share with you. And the same thing, I get information downloaded because I'm telepathic. I get information like tonight when I helped those two people earlier. There's just certain things I've been activated to do now. But could you imagine what it would be like when April and even others of you here are fully activated after major contact? What that will be like for humanity? How you'll be, how you'll be able to operate, act, interact, so forth. You know, it's going to be really a beautiful experience in the future.
It really, really is, guys, because after big contact happens, guys, there is they're going to be giving us our natural gifts back, the gifts that we were supposed to have and that our brains have shut off over time. If you're say your gift is telepathy, or not telepathy, levitation, you'll be getting that gift back. If your gift, everybody has specific gifts that they naturally have, that their brains over time had shut off, and those gifts are going to be given back to you. And the other thing is that we weren't meant to age the way we are aging now. And this is one thing that they told me, that human beings were not meant to age this quickly. So they're going to also be helping reverse the aging process with us. And there's so much more, guys. The medical equipment that I've seen is just, there's so much of it, guys. Like, they have storage facilities underneath our earth, and big caverns that they've been bringing down for a long time and storing for after big contact. All that medical equipment, there's ships stored underneath there. I don't know what kind of vehicles they are, but they almost look like Land Rovers, but they're like special ones. And they have so much equipment down there, the technology that they're going to be bringing up, guys. And free energy, that's going to be a thing.
Yeah,
More money, they want to bring our earth back to the paradise that it should be. And they're going to
yeah,
help us get there. They're going to help us help ourselves, guys. They're going to help us clean our planet up. That's why they're coming. They're going to help us to learn how to do all this stuff, and also to grow our own foods. And we shouldn't be paying for things that we need to survive.
that's right.
And this is stuff that should be given freely. This is stuff that we should be doing for each other. And this is the things that these beings are so enlightened, guys, and they're beautiful, loving beings, and they want the best for us, and they want our world to survive. And if we keep going the way we're going, it's not going to, with all the
Mm,
pollution and the garbage that's happening.
mm.
You know,
And also my friend Athena, who's from California, messaged me a few days ago. She has been with Ashtar since before there was any internet or anything, and she said to me in a message that the planet Earth is going to be okay. And when she says that, I already knew that to be true. but there's still things that need to be changed on our planet, which is getting rid of all the nuclear weapons and all the nuclear testing that's going on in our oceans that you don't know about. The command knows about it. The spaceships have been in our oceans. Did you know that secretly governments have been detonating nuclear weapons in the oceans? Yeah.
Yep, this is true. When that was one of the first things when I started first having contact with these beings, that was one of the first things that that not they didn't share this with me. What they had me do was they had me listen to the beings, the different species that this was affecting. So they had me hear testimonies when they first started having me go with them. So they would take me to these different locations and have me meet with these groups of beings, alpha up beings that have been on our planet for a really long time, and they would have me hear their stories about what they'd been going through because of all this pollution and fallout. So not only is it affecting our planet and affecting us, but we're also, our pollution and our nonsense is affecting other beings, and it's seeping out of our atmosphere and affecting other worlds.
Right. It's like so whether you drop a nuclear bomb in the oceans, which affects the space people that have cities in the depths of our oceans, and let me tell you that the space people live in our oceans too. When I say live in our oceans, they have cities really in the deepest parts of our seas and oceans that our radars cannot detect. They are protected, but at the same token, because we are secretly testing nuclear devices in the oceans and seas that you don't know about, it affects the vibration of these civilizations of light that are in the oceans. It also affects, as April was saying, when you blow up a nuclear weapon, be it above ground or in the ocean, it reverberates in the universe, and it does affect other planetary systems. And most humans don't understand this, but we know this to be true. Why haven't they stopped it? They're trying to. They're going to stop it. It will be stopped. I don't think April's been told yet how that's going to be done yet, but it will be stopped.
Oh yeah, that's going to be stopped. It's going to be stopped before big contact happens.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You can take
Well,
that.
they're not gonna let the nuclear industry exist anymore.
No.
When this big contact happens that we're talking about, all the nuclear weapons will be dismantled. All the electrical devices that shoot up the nuclear weapons will be dismantled. The Ashtar Command has technology to dismantle every single nuclear weapon on every testing site around the world. Just to let you know.
Yeah, and yeah, so that is the commander's talking about the truth, because this is one of the things that they've been discussing with me, that for sure is going to be handled before contact happens, the nuclear stuff, and the waste that's going on now, even as we speak. The Ashtar Command has been sending weather, they call them weather ships, that have been cleaning our atmosphere, a little bit at a time. More of these weather ships are going to be placed around the world, to be cleaning up the like what was going on with me, when they were trying to drop those chemtrails on my
Oh
property.
yeah.
They
Yep.
sent out one of these weather ships, and what these weather ships do is these weather ships can shapeshift. They can turn into these jellyfish ships, those orb ships that people see, tic tac ships, and these star shaped ships. But accordance to whatever job that they're doing. So if they're cleaning up the chemtrails, for instance, they would turn into these jellyfish ships that look like jellyfish floating in the sky. And what they do is they have these like little tentacle things that come down, and they spin around the ship, and they suck up all those chemtrails. It's like a big dust buster almost, and it like goes through and
Yeah.
sucks up all these chemtrails and then puts out purified air. It cleans it and then puts out purified air. If it's dealing with water, for instance, these ships will come down and they'll get moisture. The Ashtar Command has an agreement with our our plant life to borrow moisture from it, and then so they will take some moisture out, not all of it. They're not like hurting anything. They
Right.
take out some of the moisture. They use it for their cloaking and stuff like that. And then what they'll do is they will purify this moisture and put it back to where it's needed most in our planet. So they put these funnels down. They look like little I call them tornadoes,
That's right.
but
She calls them tornadoes, but they're not really
they'll send a
tornadoes.
ship down with the device and place it on the planet, and then it helps guide these funnels to wherever it is they need to be going, and they like spit this water out all over the place, you know, like, basically like a big sprinkler with purified water that they have cleaned up for us, you know, taken all the nuclear waste, all the pollution, all the garbage out of it, and put
Mhm.
the water back into our planet that's been cleaned. So
And
they're helping us
and
now.
as some people are asking you questions, so are those all satellites? One person saying, "Living waters heal." Hey, how are you doing? He says, "Are all those satellites in the sky tonight every 3 minutes?" So there are satellites in the sky that you'll see every 3 or 4 minutes that go in a very slow direction and they crisscross each other. If you're asking about that, I know a lot about that. In our sky watches, there are these satellites that will go in the clear sky that you'll see going slowly in one direction, and they have a solid pattern to them. Uh, I think it's Wyvoria Ogletree. Is she saying our plant life has intelligence? Well, plant life definitely has intelligence. When I grow my watermelons, I talk to them. I talk to my plants. I tell them how great they are. Plants respond to how you treat them. Like if you're growing vegetable plants, if you talk to them and encourage them, you'll get great vegetables. Yeah, I think all life forms have a sense of intelligence. Might not be like a human intelligence, but it is certainly an intelligence.
All plant life has consciousness. I myself have some trees that are out in my woods that I am very good friends with, and it may sound kooky to some people, but it's the truth. And I have one that I have named Aurora, and she's beautiful. She's 100-year-old oak tree, and she will go to extents to bend her branches and tap me on the head or stroke my cheek, and yes, all plant life has consciousness. Yes, they do.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's really important to understand these things in terms of what's happening and what our planet. If anyone thinks, for example, how many people believe that the Earth has consciousness? If you don't, I'm going to bust your matrix right now. And believe me, if you're new to the show, I will bust that belief system. I have no fear of anyone. So if you tell me that you believe that the Earth has no intelligence or consciousness, then I'm going to bust your matrix because it
Absolutely.
does. Every planet in the universe that God created, every planet in the universe or different universes, all have intelligence, sentient beings. Every planet is a sentient being. Now, if you don't believe the Earth is a living sentient being, then I'm going to bust your matrix.
Mm,
Because when you blow nuclear bombs in the oceans of the Earth, you make the earth sick. It's a sentient being. It gets sick from all the garbage that humans do.
yep.
When you put radiation on food, on plants, whatever, it makes the earth sick. Humanity does this. Not all humans. A lot of you are good people, but the people that control all the weapons and all the power that pollute the air on the earth makes the earth sick. It's a sentient living being. The Martian, Mars is a sentient living being. Jupiter is a sentient living being. Every single planet that has life on it has life because it's a sentient living being. If the planet had no life on it, it'd be a dead planet. Meaning, when people say, "Oh, that's a dead planet," well, why would the planet be dead? If it has no life on it and it's just dead, yeah, it's a dead planet. But if it has life on it, flowers, it has bees, it has trees, it has oceans, it has waterfalls, it's everything and everything going on. It's a
Ev-
sentient
ev-
living
Everything
being.
has a consciousness to it, and
Yes.
and here's something that might blow some of your minds as well. the ships that I have been on are all living. They're not. There are living ships that the space being lives on. The space beings do live on, but the ships that they travel on are all living beings.
Yeah, we call my friend Athena, who I've known for years with the Astro Command. We did workshops together. That there's a called living ships. There are ships you can have 10 Astro Command people, and their consciousness is so advanced they can create what they call a living ship. So through consciousness, 20 of the Astro Command people create a ship. They're on a physical ship, and they also have controls and everything. But they create it through thought. It's through thought. So through the thought process they can create consciously the ship, and that is called the living ship.
And here's something else that they gave me back my memories of. Okay, so because my starseed self is a commander of one of their working ships. I my consciousness is connected with the ship. So in order to control where the ship is going and stuff like that, it's controlled by thought. Okay. So I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I was on one of the ships, and I was up there with my space family, and we were doing some mission work up there, and I was on the ship, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, wow, it would be really my like dream would be to go see I'm thinking this to myself as we're talking and we're walking, and I'm looking at stuff, and I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, wow, it'd be an amazing thing to see the rings of Saturn. I've always wanted to see the rings of Saturn. The ship changed course and headed off to Saturn, and while we were there, the floor gave way and turned completely clear, and we were sitting right above the rings of Saturn. I did not realize that my star seed, because my star seed consciousness is in this body, that I was still connected in with the ship. So the ship was listening to me and brought me to Saturn and showed me the rings of Saturn.
Yeah, and this is actually real stuff, folks. She's not making up a story, writing a book. She was actually taken to that planet through the living ship. So, and again, if you're new to my show and what we're doing here, April's been taken off planet in northern Vermont by our Astro Command. Her family, physical cosmic family, lives on the ship. Oh, what's going on with you? My cat just meowed. What's going on? So that's what's going on. That's what happened. Oh, what's going on there, huh? What are you looking at? There's nothing there. Okay, I see what she's looking at. Wait a minute, I gotta.
He's got to show the space kitty. She nows until she gets her way.
I think I just got whatever it was she was looking at. It was something. I got it. She was mowing. She saw something and I got it. I don't know what it was, but I got it. She was
that
chasing something
that
on the
kitty rules
floor.
the house over there. If you guys
Yeah,
don't know,
she she definitely rules. But now it's gone, so it's over with.
surprised she's not meowing for her midnight snack.
I think she was chasing a bug or something. I don't know. I didn't really see it. But she's okay now. She's pretty alert. She's a good cat, folks. I do have a cat here. Her name is Missy, and she comes on here every once in a while. All right. I know it's gone. I talk to my cat if you didn't know that. So there you go. Sometimes I bring her on the show and I can lift her up on here. So she is with us here, folks. But anyway, the thing to understand is that these things are real. Okay, and these I understand. Now my cat's talking to me, so she's not part of the intergalactic discussion, but she's there. I know, I understand. Only if I had a cat translator, that would be great. Yeah, I did something, but so these are real things happening. Getting back to what we're just talking about, is that April has been taken so many different places, and the stories that she shares, either on her live or here on on our show, or with Missy. I understand. It's done. It's going to be one of these moments for a few minutes, folks. Bear with me. The cat's talking. So, but the thing is that she is having these real experiences, and the things that she's sharing will help everybody who truly wants to learn what's going on here. You know, like I said, we don't have pendulums. I don't have like a big crystal clear ball with a gypsy hat on my head or something with neon lights behind me that are pink or whatever blinking. Everything we do here is real. My radio program I've done for 21 years. I've done conclaves. A conclave where we gathered with Athena, my friend Athena, we had 50, 60 people come from all over the world, and we do Ashtar Command gatherings here in Connecticut. So I've done a lot of things over the years, and my love is for media. I love doing interviews. I love radio broadcasting, and I love doing my mission work, which is with the Ashtar Command, because that's where I come from.
Which makes sense why your communications on the ship.
Yeah, that's right.
Funny because each one of us do something in our real lives here on Earth that have something to do with what we actually do on the ships.
Now, what I will do, this is really just coming to me now as we're on this show. When we are taken on the ship to 5 April, one of the things I want to do is I want to get into my communication mode on the ship. What I'd like to do is I want to do a worldwide broadcast from the spaceship and take over all the TV stations around the world. I know they're listening. They're listening to this right now. I'm suggesting to Commander Rilbar that I want to do a worldwide transmission to the people of Earth and broadcast on all the major networks.
I don't know, Commander. That'd be something.
I know, and that's not something April has to know, because I'm putting that out to them on the ships, that when we go on the ships, one of being an intergalactic communicator, I want to use my communications abilities to take over every TV station in the world. So we'll see. I mean, I'm throwing that out there to them. April would not know how this works, but they know. They're hearing every word I'm saying. You know how outrageous I can be, and how busting the matrix means to me, broadcasting on every TV station on planet Earth and letting them know we are here, and we are soon going to have you understand that we are here, and that we're actually coming here to have worldwide contact with the people of Earth. That's what I would say. That's how I would broadcast over all the TV stations. So they're hearing it. So now my father on the ship knows about it. And who knows?
Maybe what should happen is, this is something that, after we go on the ships, after you guys are all up there and everybody's up there, that maybe this is a conversation we should have with them.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that would be a terrible idea just before contact, so you can let people know that contact is happening right now, and stop every, that would be kind of cool.
And Alicia's saying the commander is going to be the space people's press secretary. I like that. That's good, Alicia. Or diplomat. You mean living Waters Hill? You mean diplomat? Yeah, diplomat. Yeah. So it's all good. It's almost 2:00 in the morning. Well, folks, I think it's time to kind of close the show down for the night. I want to thank everyone for being here, April, for the updates, everybody, Paul, and everybody that's been on here on interview tonight. Eureka, thank you for being here. Everyone, you've been great. It's been a great show. This show will be on my YouTube channel. All my shows are on YouTube. I'm backlogged by about 3 shows now. I'll be backlogged 4 shows. I promise I'll get all the shows on my YouTube channel put on there, and you'll be able to watch all the last 4 shows, including tonight. And if you wish to be a guest in the future, we're on at 11 o'clock at night normally. If you have over 100 followers, you can be a guest. If you're over 800, you can be a guest for audio and video, and we'd love to talk to you here. Any final intergalactic comments, April, that you'd like to share?
Just, you guys make sure you're loving each other, and make sure that you guys are keeping your eyes to the skies.
Yeah. definitely keep your eyes to the skies, and also
contact.
do meditation. Yes. If you've never had contact with the Ashtar Command or with space people of positive intentions, please take time to do like a 30-minute meditation and use higher frequency music. That will definitely help you. All right, everybody, have a good night. I want to do some last minute gifting. If people can gift me, show your gift and your love for the show. I have 8 hats available. I want to get those 8 hats right now. 8 people out there with TikTok coins. You can Venmo my account. Thank you, Young Skywalker, for the roses. If you want to Venmo me, you can do that as well. Whatever you wish to Venmo, go my profile page. I have a Cash App for Venmo. If you have not given me a thank you for the music play, and I do have 8 of the hats with the mustache. I promise if I get 8 hats, each hat will have me say a certain word, and I will do that right now if I get 8 hats. So if you don't know what TikTok gifts are, everybody has them. If you have coins, they call the imaginary TikTok coins. You can gift somebody whatever you wish to gift, as some people are doing. If you have not done the hat yet, you will love that. If you give me a hat, I'll wear it. I feel very empty right now. I really do feel empty. See, things happen when you do the hat. I go into a certain mode of operation, and I will do it again if one person will give me a hat. People want me to usually do this, but I can't do it without the hat because, like I said, I feel kind of naked without the hat, and I can't really do that word without it. It's actually a real thing. It's hard.
It's a basic gets me every time.
Now that's two hats, and that one word is a very special sacred word. I can only say it when I get a 3rd hat. So who's going to be bold enough to give me that hat with the mustache? Anybody?
Somebody has to give the hat. You got to watch the face.
That's right. Really. So if you give me the hat, I will. I can do this. Right now I feel kind of lonely without the hat on encounters, and it really makes a difference. I mean, it helps me become a better person with a hat. It shows a difference. It really makes me a better person because hey, thank you, Amber, for the roses. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm not trying to pull any teeth, but I am trying to get these hats off the shelf. So I still have some hats on the shelf. They're going to gain dust if someone doesn't give me a hat to wear. I'm going to be hatless, so to speak. I don't want to be hatless. Sorry. See what I just did? And I know on the ship, everyone's laughing right now. Robar, Luna, Nakanook, everyone's probably laughing right now. After having a serious program, it's like almost 2 a.m. on Earth. I want to get all those hats taken. So I have 5 more hats available. There's got to be 5 people that 5 people that can be unconditional. I don't want those hats to create dust on encounters. So I really am. I'm pleading with your humanity to give me a hat. I'm pleading with your humanity to give me a hat. Are there any humans out there that have TikTok coins to give me a hat? Anybody?
We need some tapping to happen because we need to get the commander up.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not even at 100,000 yet, too. That's another thing. I'm so wound up in the show, I forget about that. I want you to keep hard. That was tough.
You almost didn't make that one. I was really dusty.
I was really.
I had to get a choke.
I'm telling you, jeez.
You got to get them hats off.
Hey, yeah, thank you. I'm trying so hard to be, the best I can be. Not only am I not from Earth, I'm from Mars. I work the Ashtar Command. I do radio. I do this, but I do have a sense of humor. But it comes out when I have a hat. So without the hat, my sense of humor is like out the door. But if you to hurry who are. So we do learn things here, don't we? But I am telling you, I'm 3 hats away from being good. And I will tell you, when I go off planet tonight, and I'm sure I will, and I won't remember anything because that's the way it usually works with me. I get downloads, but I'm tired of downloads. So we're pretty close. We actually have 2 more hats to go. My shelves are becoming bare, and I'll be happy. I'll replenish my shelves tomorrow night. I promise. So if you didn't give me a hat tonight, you'll be able to do it tomorrow night. I promise. People love the hat with the mustache. I don't know why, but that's.
I don't know why either, Commander. It might be the face.
But I'll tell you what, I'll take the glasses off now. If you give me a hat with a mustache, you can see me do 2 more without the glasses on. And you can look and see this face.
Somebody's got to have those hats. Come on, guys, throw them 2 hats so we can make.
And it'll be recorded for my YouTube channel too. So what we're doing now will be recorded on my YouTube channel. And I only have 2 more hats left, and I will not put the glasses on for the Tari Hurrah.
We need 1 more, guys. Let them close.
I need 1 more hat, and I promise I won't put the glasses on. Tar you. Okay, thank you. Tar.
You guys are great. Thank you.
We love you all. I love everybody out there.
All right, Commander, I'm outie. Love you all.
So when you go off planet at 2 it's almost 2 in the morning now. Let's say you go off planet at 3 in the morning tonight. Keep a note on it wherever you go.
Shh, I'm going away.
Oh wait, they hear us on the ship. Do not take her off planet. Can you give her a break and make sure there's no more of those beings off her property there? You got to keep your eyes open, folks, on the ship. All right. Hey, April, thanks for being here. Everybody, all my guests, thank you. Everybody out here, we love you. You're a great audience. The commander's going to go off. And then in the morning, I'm going out to my garden, micro farm, and I'm going to do some little bit of work. Tune into my show on WESUFM.org tomorrow morning. Everybody, all 300 of you, watch my show on TikTok tomorrow morning. It's my radio show. It's on 11:30 Eastern in the United States, 11:30 to 1, and I'll be on TikTok live with the Cosmic Eye. That's my radio show. You'll see me live in a real radio station. Yeah, believe it or not, I am in a real radio station. So that'll be tomorrow morning at 11:30. All right, everybody, take care. Thank you for the likes. Thanks for your questions, and we'll catch you. And we'll also be playing some really, really cool cosmic music, or music that really is connected to everything we do on the radio show. So we'll talk to you later. If you want to call in on the show, you'll be able to call me up on the radio show at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, and you'll be able to go on there with your contact stories, talk about Bigfoot, all the things that we talk about here. You'll be able to call my radio show, and I'll put you on the air on a 6,000 watt radio station that covers a large area on the FM side. So, and internationally on the internet, we broadcast all over the world, and also here on TikTok. So take care, everybody. See you later, and have a good morning.